life gets just a little bit better in only 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6.
LoveLine is meant for an adult audience. LoveLine may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised.
Adam Carolla, Dr. Drew.
I'm not modeling anymore for the two of you.
LoveLine.
Yeah, it's a LoveLine. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Dr. Drew is a board-certified physician, an addiction medicine specialist. Tonight our guest is Frank Stallone. And Frank, I got to tell you, it was about 2 months ago, the Man Show, which is another fabulous show I work on. And by the way, I heard a tape today of Jesse Ventura doing his weekly radio show. Did about 10 minutes about the Man Show, and that was the best show on television. But I'll bring that in tomorrow night, so you have a good time with that.
Oh,
but,
I have to hear that. I like Jesse.
We were on a little Man Show writers retreat in Santa Barbara, sitting at some rib joint, putting down some beers, and Staying Alive came on the television. And when the big musical number came on, now remember I was singing a couple nights ago, Drew?
Oh, yeah.
You had no idea what I was talking about?
What a moment that was.
Save me, darling.
Oh, boy.
I am down, but I am far from over. Yeah, and we had the whole place going. Tony Barbie.
Save me, darling.
There you go.
That has hit record written all over it.
I had our writers were all singing and like pounding on the tables. Sure, we were drunk and high on barbecue ribs, but it was a good time.
Well, thank you for the compliment.
I'm hoping maybe we can do a duet before the night is over.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about what we got to plug, and then we'll talk about anything else we want to talk about. Sunday, WB, 9 o'clock, Movie Stars is the name of Frank's show. And Frank, why don't you explain it to us?
Well, the show's based on, I play myself on the show, and then there's Joey Travolta, who plays himself, and Don Swayze. And it's based on, Harry Hamlin is kind of a potpourri of my brother Arnold and Bruce Willis. So he's kind of an overpaid action star, and his wife is the thespian, like a Meryl Streep, and he gets paid a lot of money. And he has a brother that went to Juilliard and he just has degrees at the yin yang, but he's his gopher. He gets his coffee and stuff like that. So he commiserates with us over card games, and we're always trying to scheme how we're going to get over. But the three brothers have all had a career making movies, and he hasn't. So he commiserates with us, and we kind of pick on everybody.
Now, Don Swayze, see, you and your brother look alike.
Mm-hmm.
You could argue over which one he was better looking, but there's certain similarities there.
Yeah.
And Don Swayze looks too much like Patrick Swayze.
Really?
He looks like beyond. He's like Patrick Swayze ate Patrick Swayze and then had a dessert full of Patrick Swayze.
Oh,
he's like Patrick's evil twin. If you got to see Don Swayze. I know he must. You work with him. You don't want to get any crap from him, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he is Patrick Swayze plus.
Squared.
Yeah, like. You know when someone's doing a political caricature,
right,
and it's your opponent who's drawing it,
right.
and he makes every little detail that you have
exaggerates
it a little bit.
Yeah.
That is Don Swayze.
Yeah, they do.
He's like too much Patrick Swayze. It's like, what did you do with Patrick Swayze?
And a bigger version, yeah.
Yeah, it's bigger, scary Patrick, man. I mean, I haven't seen his mom or his dad, but they must just be Swayze.
I think out of all the kids, I think Don and Patrick look probably the most
With a bunch of kids?
alike. Yeah, I think they got quite a few kids in the family.
Don Swayze's super Swayze.
Yeah, good guy, funny guy too.
He is, and so it's you, it's Don, and
Joey Travolta.
Joey Travolta. Now I'm not sure what I'm trying to think what Joey Travolta looks like.
Well, now he's all white.
Him.
His hair's all gray now, and he's kind of thinning, losing his hair a little bit, which John is now also. But when they were younger. Actually, Joey, when they were younger, when they all had the thick black Saturday Night Fever hair, Joey was probably a little more rugged looking. Looks like a Travolta, but a little more of the rugged rugged
less,
John
less
thing.
pretty boy.
Yeah.
Then how you talk to your brother? Do you guys fight?
Oh, we
I
fight
never,
all the time.
I never hear anything. I'd imagine
Yeah.
you do. But now, is he your older brother?
Yeah, he's older. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How many in your family? Kids, how many kids?
6.
6 children.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
we got a few kids. But yeah, my brother and I have had some fights. Actually, when he was training for Rocky III, I had moved out here from New Jersey, and like I told Adam, I had some fights, and we were in the gym.
Boxing fights.
Yeah, we were in the gym, and he had this new headgear, like this kind of diver Dan type thing, covers your face. And we were just sparring, and I tried this old time one like Joe Louis with no padding on my face, and we were just moving around. All of a sudden, boom! He hits me out of left field, and my nose goes like. And I figured, he was just messing around. Next time, boom, hits me again. And then I went after him. So I go after him. I hit him with the left hook. And they're filming this, and it turns into a war. Now it's like we're kicking, punching. I mean, smashing our heads into turnbuckle like two brothers would fight. So I was thrown out of the gym. I was banned from the lot. I was not allowed in the gym anymore. He said I cheap shotted him. We're showing the playback. You can clearly see that I was totally cheap shotted.
I've tried a few different headgears myself, and there's a sort of catch-22 of headgear, which is the more junk you put in front of your face, the
Easier
more
you get
junk
hit.
gets hit, and
Yeah.
the shock just basically transfers to your head.
Yeah.
And so you want it. So you put, you find one that has a big crossbar in front of your mouth. Well, the guy whacks the crossbar,
The bar
and
goes
that
right in your face.
That goes in your face, or it just
Yeah.
jolts your head. As a matter of fact, I've heard that they've done studies that the headgear does not really do all that much. It's mostly for cuts.
That's what it was made for. It's cuts. Actually, it gives you a false sense of security because you got 3 inches coming out from your head, so you're actually catching.
Yeah, you got stuff that you might be able to slip that's
Yeah.
catching onto your head now, and
Yeah.
sort of you still get rattled. You just don't get cut.
That's why in the old days, in the 20s and the teens, you'd see these guys, their faces weren't marked up, but they had ears like cab doors, like
Right.
big cauliflower ears,
Right.
because they were slipping punches.
Right.
And the thing is, a lot of people think because you put a headgear on, like Adam was just saying, that it does not take away the shock because you get knocked out real quick with headgear on.
And it's just sort of more to catch too.
For sure.
I
So
said.
both you guys have dementia in your future? Is that what
Well,
Frank and I were
I
talking
have
about
had.
this?
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Adam, but
Memory
I remember
changes?
when I was training a lot in the old days in the 70s, and some days you'd have some wars in the gym. There would be times when you'd get like, drive the wrong way home, and you
for
seem
that
to
day,
get and sometimes when you're boxing a lot and you're real mellow a lot of the times. You ever find you were like kind of just like, man,
there's-
like you don't want to fight anybody. You're just kind of almost like electroshock treatment.
There's some data now that shows that concussion, they believe that this is not factualized yet, but that the injury caused by concussion may cause progressive injury in older age.
Oh yeah.
Dementia. But I mean they're correlating head injury in adolescence with dementia when you're 60s and 70s.
Oh yeah. Well, Sugar Ray Robinson, who was I consider probably the greatest fighter that ever lived. When I saw him, he was like 68 years old. Now he was one of the greats of all time. And he was like, "Hey, how are you?" And they're all a little off, a little, not much, but a little. The next year, he was like in a wheelchair, just like drooling, like Joe Louis. It just seems at a certain point, Floyd Patterson now doesn't even know who he is.
Yeah.
It just catches when you get older.
Jerry Corey.
Oh, Jerry.
Got it in a bad way.
Oh, is he out
He
He
died.
died.
of dementia?
It's complications from
Well-
a lot of boxing. That Jerry Corey really had a lot more will than skill, and therefore,
Real tough,
and a
yeah.
dad who was sort of beating on him as well, and so he. I mean, think about it. You're forced into fighting. You don't have the skills. You don't
Yeah.
have the fluidity. You're not able to slip punches. You don't have that kind of defense. You can't get on your bike and skate like a guy like Ali or guys that had, Sugar Ray Leonard or Sugar Ray Robinson. So it's just an over-domineering dad, and you go in there and you're taking
Lower
a
your
beating.
head and just take a
You're
beating.
I mean, Jerry Corey took a savage beating
Yeah, the
every
one
fight.
thing he had a great left hook, and he could punch good. But again, he was 5'10" and a half, and that was the era he was fighting these big monsters.
Yeah,
like,
he was
and
a
he just got
190 pounds or something.
Well, Ali, Frank was saying that they're trying to make it seem Ali has Parkinson's disease,
please.
which is it's all
Come on.
boxing.
I mean, look, I was at many of his fights, and later on in his career, those Frazier fights and those Norton fights and those Shaver. He told me after the Shavers fight, after the second round, he did not remember where he was, and that was a 12-round fight. So later on, when his legs started going, he took tremendous head shots.
Oh, yeah.
But he just didn't get beat up in the face. But remember, he always took shots on the back of the head and the side.
Yeah. Ernie Shavers was a huge puncher.
Oh, God.
Sarah,
Yeah.
you're 15.
Mm-hmm.
What's up?
My boyfriend...
Ernie Shavers, by the way, not a Jewish name.
Huh?
Turns out. Go ahead, Sarah.
My boyfriend is 20 years old.
Fantastic.
And I was just wondering if, like, there's anything wrong with him because he's dating me and I'm so young.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. We
All
don't know
right.
what it is, but
Next
there's
call.
something. Yeah, something's
Yeah.
up with him.
He's flawed in some way.
All right.
All right. Do you suspect that yourself?
Well, before he dated, like, other young girls, too, and I thought, like, maybe there was something wrong with me because I was dating someone so much older than I was.
You know, it's
Where's your
It's-
Where's your parents? Your
my
mom.
mom,
Yeah.
she's in her room.
I didn't even ask where Dad is anymore. It's a moot point.
Yes, their dad's lives in the same town.
Right. If you're lucky.
Yeah. Look, it's pretty common. Well, I don't want to use the word like normal, but most young women are attracted to older males for whatever that reason is. The problem is the catch-22 is that any male that reciprocates that is disturbed and is objectifying you and abusing you. Really,
Right.
it's not normal.
Don't get pregnant. Don't
like
have
the-
sex with him.
It's like the 15 to 20 thing is weird. Now, if she was like 18 and he was 20, it just seems that
it's
it's
very
almost
different.
that kind of adolescent. He's more of like could be in the army or
Hey,
something.
how
you know,
about
she's-
how about Sarah, the 15-year-old, with a 10-year-old?
Well, if he
It's-
hadn't,
it's a big
right.
5 years.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah.
Don't
It's
get
5
weird,
years.
Drew. If he hadn't gone AWOL, he'd probably still be in the
Now,
army.
my father's 80 and his wife is 34.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a Stallone though.
He's
That's
a
all
Stallone.
right.
It's different. And he has a 3-year-old son, which
Holy Christ! He sired a kid at 77,
is yeah,
right, or 76,
77.
and his so when he was 76, his you saying his wife was 26?
But he'd been with her 15 years.
When hold on.
So he's older than.
Since she was 11?
Oh yeah, her father could be his son.
No, wait a minute.
Oh,
wait
yeah,
a minute.
man.
Really, do the math. Your father's
My father's
80.
born in 1919.
Okay, so your father's 80, 81
80.
years old, and
His wife is 47 years younger than him.
47. Okay, and she had how old? Does he have a son from that?
Yeah,
3-year-old.
A
3-year-old.
Oh, okay. So
My brother, which that's pretty scary.
She's 33.
right. Okay. Now I got. Oh my Christ.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
right.
your brother.
He's my brother. I mean, the scary thing is when I go out with my father, they say, "Hey, Grandpa, who's that?" That's my son. you know.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know if it's good genetics or just he was very upset when she got pregnant. I said, well, he knew he could do it, but he didn't think anything would happen. I said, well, it happens that way, Dad.
What? Yeah. Well, I guess there. If your dad lives long enough, you have to sit down, explain the birds and the bees to him eventually,
Well,
like a second
comes
time
all
around.
around.
Yeah, it
Comes all
comes
around.
full circle.
Dementia. Okay.
Claudia.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Drew, how long is that sperm good for? I mean, is that sperm good? 75, 80? I mean,
If you keep it in the right kind of container, yeah.
is it? So your dad is a Tupperware for a nutsack.
Right. That's right.
Vacuum sealed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, but-
it's got the food saver
He,
wrapped his gonads.
he burps his sack before he goes to bed at night. But
Yeah.
hold on a second, Claudia. Seriously, Drew, is it?
Yes.
I mean, if a
Sperm,
95-year-old guy,
it's possible. Not all 95-year-olds could produce that way.
but if the plumbing is working
No,
and
no,
something's
I-
coming out of the spigot,
no, it's not necessarily with the right kind, right motility or capacity in the sperm, or even the right number. But sometimes there is.
so it decreases as one gets older.
Oh yeah. Have you
Usually.
noticed that yet?
Unless you're Stallone.
Yeah.
No, you know why? I start closing my eyes. I don't want to see what's coming out. Claudia?
Yes.
All right, so you're 14. What's going on?
Okay. Okay. All I have to ask is for Adam not to dog me out because I know he dogs out all the young people on here. He all calls us stupid. So.
All right.
My problem is that I'm confused and I think I may be bisexual.
Oh, man.
How
are you
come?
stupid.
How come?
And and the thing is that sometimes I think of him sexually.
Women.
But then other times I don't. I
Women.
think it could be just me.
Yes.
Admiring them.
How about that?
Them
just
being women, right?
Look,
Yeah.
this is all age-appropriate kinds of feelings. Everybody gets to go through some of this.
Okay.
And as you grow through this transition time, you'll kind of figure out what you're up to. Maybe you will be confused. Maybe you will be bisexual. Maybe you'll be gay. But right now, just sit tight and realize that at your age, intimate feelings very often get converted into sexual feelings.
Okay.
Anything happen to you growing up? Any molestation or anything?
Yeah, it sort of did.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, I take back what I just said.
There you go.
So
That's what's going on.
Then you're going to have confusion. That's sort of typical of that history.
Okay, because, well, see, he was like, 6, 7 years older than me.
Of course.
How old were you?
Oh, I was probably like maybe 6 at the time.
Oh,
And
boy.
he was about 7 years older than
Awful.
Who was this guy?
me. Just some guy in the family.
Oh, I see.
Just a guy you've never met before?
In the family?
No, well, like cousins.
Cousin. Okay. And have you ever got any help for this? Talked to anyone about it?
No, nobody knows.
That's what you need to do, Claudia. If you really want to avoid being very confused as you go through adolescence,
I mean,
get a look at it.
yeah, you're not acting out now, are you, Claudia?
No.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're 14.
Okay.
Don't start acting out. Just work it out, and then you don't have to act it out.
Well, I've come very close, but not
Yeah.
exactly yet.
Good.
Well, just hang back.
Yeah, but the point is you got to do something about this. Otherwise, you won't be able to hang back in another
Right.
6 months or a
That's
year.
right.
Well, it's okay. Well, the thing that happened to me, it's sort of hard for me to talk about because of I have a very religious family.
Claudia, you just talked to us about it. No problem. You need to go to another professional who can actually treat you about this.
Because I'm like a Romanian gypsy.
Claudia,
Yeah?
you seem to have no problem discussing it with us.
Right.
So
I
you-
can discuss with friends.
Yeah.
But,
Well, you
and
got to
my-
discuss it with a
my girl
professional.
cousins.
I've never heard someone discuss something they can't discuss so much.
Yeah.
Hey,
You got to discuss
Claudia?
it with a caretaker.
Like a
professional.
million people are listening to
Right.
can't discuss.
It's different with family because he's known to me as a brother.
Claudia, you don't have to discuss it with your family.
Jesus
Talk
Christ.
about it with a healthcare professional, okay?
Okay.
Hey,
Not with your family.
You're Romanian gypsy,
Yes, I am.
and they don't. Yeah, you go.
No, I don't steal or do anything like that.
No, I know. But what do you think about that song, that Cher song, where she talks
Oh,
about
yeah,
the
I've heard
tramps
that
and
a
the
million
thieves?
times. All my friends
That
heard
must
that.
be you must be offended. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go, Claudia.
So, but do you think that...
No, listen, we're done talking to you.
I do.
You have to talk
Who is
to
that?
her. That's her friend, her gypsy friend, on the other side with the
Enjoy.
scarf in her hair and the crystal ball. All right. Hey, people don't realize that gypsies got a pretty rough shot in World War II, too.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Like 2 million shot.
Yeah, I mean, gypsies. You know, it's weird.
Well, not just the gypsies,
you hear
but
about the Jews
Armenian,
complaining.
The
I
Armenian.
got an ass full of Jews, but the gypsies, boy, they really got an ass
And the
beating
Armenian,
too.
the Armenian got.
Yeah.
I think that was in the First World War, even the Armenian.
The
massacres.
gypsies have always been crapped on. But listen, you roll into town in a wagon with a scarf tied on your hair. You're looking. You got an earring and you got a crystal ball, and of course you're going to be made fun of
by the
I mean,
Nazis.
Yeah, well, listen. There's this great. I think it's a Japanese proverb, which is the nail that sticks up gets pounded down. Basically, is how it goes. And listen, you stick up, you get smacked. That's it. Blend in, everyone. That's my
as
message
long as it's
to you.
a Japanese proverb, then it's okay.
Well, here's the thing about the Japanese. We can't figure out whether they're lunatics or geniuses. You know, half the time we're quoting them, and we're all into this feng shui and all this lifestyle. And the other half the time we're making fun of them for World War II and eating rhino horn, you know. The jury's out on the Japanese.
Why are the Orientals so much into finding all these strange ways for aphrodisiac? Do they have a problem?
Small penis.
Is that what it is?
Small penis, and it's what you call compensation.
I mean,
Clearly
everything. I mean,
compensation.
I don't know
Yeah.
what it is now. Next thing they'll be eating wallpaper to get erection. I don't know. It's rhino horn. It's dolphin fin.
Yeah, listen, it's why little dogs bark more. They're making up for it. Come on, it's true.
Let's go on to calls, please. This is
Carrie.
Carrie.
You're 17.
Hi.
Listen, we had that prostitute who worked at the brothel for 3 months,
Yes,
who'd
yes.
been with thousands of guys,
Yes.
call up, and I said to her flat out, which culture has the smallest penis? She didn't even bat an eye. She went Asian.
Yes. And then she said, "Who is the worst?"
Now then I said, who was
Young-
the smelliest culture? She went Middle Eastern. So far, I had my pad. I was like, yep, check. I was just squaring my answers off. Then who was the worst lovers? Young American guys,
Caucasians,
right?
yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That broke my
Now,
heart.
who are the best? The Italians.
The Italians.
Okay.
Paisan, come on,
There
give
you
me a high
go,
five.
baby.
Yeah.
There you go.
Carrie? No, she didn't say.
80-year-old,
afraid to ask that
3-year-old
question.
son.
80-year-old
That's it.
paisans. What's going on, Carrie?
Okay, my best friend's boyfriend basically told me that he wanted to go out with me instead of her.
Best friend's boy. Well, stay away from that guy. He's an idiot.
I know, but he keeps calling my house now.
Well, you like
Carrie,
him,
you like him.
right?
No, not at all.
Then why do you spend 2 seconds with this idiot? And why don't you tell your girlfriend immediately what he's up
I
to?
did tell her, and now she's going to stay with him and take him to prom. And I'm, like, so creeped out because I don't even want him there.
Oh, what do you care? Do you
Yeah,
have a
it's
date
her.
for the prom?
Yes, I do.
All
Yeah, it's
right.
her. It's her disaster. She's living with that nutball.
Who's your date?
Oh, I'm going with a friend of mine.
Well, that doesn't sound great.
Oh, thanks.
Well, you're going with a friend. You should be going with a date, right?
Well, I don't know.
Okay. Well, you sure you don't like this guy at all?
Yeah, I'm positive. He's, like, a big loser.
Okay. Well, fine then.
But it's like my friend, like, I don't know. It seems to me like she's kind of, like, mad at me.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that can happen. But listen, you were straight up with her. You have no reason to be ashamed.
I know, but, like, what do I do if he keeps calling me?
Listen, you gotta just hang up. Just
Do
get
not
off the
take
phone.
his calls. He will stop. We guarantee it.
Okay.
Only if you have a part of you that kind of is intrigued or flattered by this will this continue.
Not at all.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Put an
Carrie.
end to
All
it.
right. Bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah.
Sheesh.
It's amazing that people will just they can't make a decision. They can't hang up.
No.
You know, their boyfriends treat them bad, and it must be self-loathing. There are some people that just must hate themselves.
It's insecurity, and it's stuff that comes with younger age. I mean, think
And-
about how you were at that age.
I mean, I'm talking about adults. I mean, when
But
you see adults,
it's
they're
with
like,
being. It's who you think of yourself in relation to other people.
Yeah.
And if you're the person who is a victim or who is sort of taken advantage of all the time and can't assert oneself,
Yeah.
that's who you are. That's it. You can't magically change
And
that.
some people relate that to being cruel. Just said, listen, I just don't want to. I don't want to hear it.
Well, listen, here's how it works. You're not doing them a favor either. I was thinking about it. I have people that call me and have called me 5 times, and I owe them a call. And I thought about it today, and I was going to call one of them back. It's like, geez, that guy's called me 5. Actually, it was my dad. No, it was just some guy, and I thought I'm going to call him back. And then I thought, well, if I call him back, what am I going to say? We're going to make some date to go out to lunch
That you don't
3
wanna do.
weeks from now that I don't want to go, and that day I'm going to cancel it.
Yeah.
And then I thought to myself, why am I even calling him back if I'm just going to blow smoke up his ass,
Yeah,
and I don't want to
exactly.
go anyway? And furthermore, what kind of favor am I doing for him? I'm
Yeah.
telling him we're going to go out to lunch in 2 weeks, and I'm going to cancel the day before and piss him off.
Exactly.
Why bother? Just don't call. I'm not calling back.
I don't think this was the point we were making. Though. The point we were making. Is
That was my point.
Should be honest.
It's
with
my
people.
show, Drew.
Yeah,
I got to
okay,
make my
yeah.
point. This is cathartic for me. Understand?
Oh,
All right. Well, yeah, be honest with people, or at least be honest with them in your actions. You don't have to tell everyone off. You can give them the impression, the right impression, which is you don't want to talk to them. You don't want to be around them. You don't have to square everyone off in the face and confront them, Drew.
Yeah.
Don't return their call. When they call you, tell them you're busy or in the middle of something. Get off the phone. Give them enough negative reinforcement. You don't have to have the confrontation. They'll stop calling. Thank you, Drew. Shut up over there and put that computer away. See, you I have no difficulty with. All right. Frank Stallone is our guest tonight. Movie Stars is the name of the show. WB, Sunday nights, 9 o'clock. We're going to take ourselves a little break. When we come back, we'll speak to Holly, who's 17, obsessed with making herself throw up. We'll figure out how to get her to stop that after this.
We about to get funky, yo.
This is LoveLine. 1-800-LOVE-191.
Oh, we'll be right back.
Yo, dude.
Yo, dude. What's with the static?
Oh, it's a cell phone.
You can't afford a cell phone.
It was free. It came with a sports car.
You? A sports car? Hey, what's that music?
Samba. It's big down here.
Where are you?
Rio.
Rio? How'd you get to Rio?
Flew in my jet.
You have a jet?
Dude, I started a company.
But, like, you're such a total slacker.
I know. I started at TotalSlacker.com.
Get out of here.
Dude, you would not believe how many of us there are out there.
That is genius.
Dude, it's huge. I'm like real rich.
You rock, man.
Yeah, we went public this morning, right after breakfast.
Breakfast? You don't eat breakfast.
Yeah, Kellogg's Raisin Bran Crunch. It's good.
No way. You never eat breakfast.
Kellogg's Raisin Bran Crunch, dude.
Nah,
Dude, I swear.
You had breakfast?
You'd better believe it. Kellogg's Raisin Bran Crunch cereal. Tastes so good, it's bringing everyone back to breakfast. Breakfast is back.
Hi, I'm Serenity, and these are my friends, Missy and Stephanie.
You know, a lot of things happen to us every day that we have no control over.
But HIV and other sexually transmitted diseases aren't things that just happen to you. You do have a choice.
You can choose to use a condom, have safe sex, and take control of your life.
Asking for a condom isn't stupid. It's smart. It shows that you care about yourself and your partner.
You can do something about sexually transmitted diseases.
Use a condom.
Every partner.
Every time.
We do.
A message brought to you by Wicked Pictures and AIDS Project Los Angeles.
Oh, come on, have a drink.
No thanks.
Just one little drink.
I don't want to.
Chicken, everyone else is.
I said no.
What a nerd. One little drink won't kill you.
You've heard it all before. Be cool. Join the crowd. Have a drink even though you're not 21.
Let's go. She's no fun.
Make the right choice. Don't give in. Underage drinking is dumb and dangerous.
Look out!
A public service message from the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Somewhere in our community is a mother whose drug abuse once left her unable to care for her kids. There's a father, too, whose alcohol use drove his wife and children away. There's a boyfriend whose drug use frightened his girlfriend into giving him an ultimatum: get help or I'm gone. Help is available. It's in the form of treatment programs for drug abuse and alcohol problems, and the good news is that these programs are making a big difference in people's lives. With proper treatment, mothers and fathers, sweethearts and coworkers, friends and neighbors are overcoming drug and alcohol problems and reclaiming their lives. Isn't it great that treatment works? To find out about drug and alcohol treatment programs that can help, call 1-800-662-HELP. That's 1-800-662-HELP. There is help, and it works. A public service of this station and the Center for Substance Abuse Treatment.
Dad, I don't think our campfire's totally out.
Are you kidding me? I know when a campfire's out.
Did you drown the fire with water and stir it with a stick?
No, it's out. We don't have to... Who said that?
Frank, it's a talking moose with sunglasses.
And a bunch of singing and dancing forest animals.
We know we can count on you to do what Smokey says.
And when your folks desire to build a fire, clear brush and branches away, and keep water nearby like you oughta.
Okay, I poured water on the fire. I stirred it with a stick. Everybody walked slowly toward the RV.
Dad, these are just Smokey's friends.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Frank, it's Smokey.
Nice hat, Smokey. Want the rest of my peanut butter sandwich?
Dad!
Visit Smokey at www.smokeybear.com. Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, the National Association of State Foresters, and the Ad Council.
Bag and put it in it.
That's great.
Oh, yeah.
I love the leather bag. I like the sound of it.
Yeah.
Makes you sound like you hit harder than you do.
Yeah. Frank Stallone is here. We're just talking a little bag and boxing. His show is Movie Stars. That is Sunday, WB, 9 o'clock. He's also got a CD. He can give us the name of that CD.
Yeah, it's called Full Circle. It's my newest one. And like every other artist, I have my own label now because when they merged all the acts, most of them lost their record deal, so everyone's doing it on their own now. So I can be gotten on Amazon.com. And it's I think it's the best album I've ever done. I'm really, really happy with it.
You've done quite a few, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I have.
How many?
7.
Yeah, it's and a lot of soundtrack stuff.
A lot of soundtrack stuff.
So
yeah.
we're gonna sing "Save Me, Darling."
Far From Over.
Yeah,
Save me, darling.
Go, baby.
I am down, but I am
Go, baby.
far from over.
Where were you when I needed you, Adam? Where were you in 83, 84?
Was that 84?
Yeah, you know what happened? The funny thing was I went up to the office and I just found out that my brother was directing Saturday Night Fever, the sequel. Now, you got to understand, the first album, Saturday Night Fever, sold 52 million albums, 26 million double albums. So
Jesus.
everybody in the world wants to be on this thing. Of course, look, I have 2 cents. I just got dropped off my record. I didn't have any money. I had no career happening at that point. He said, hey, why don't you write a few songs? I said, okay, right. The Bee Gees were there. Everyone was there. So what happened was I just went, it was just a conscious, a flow. And all of a sudden I started writing, going in the studio, and all of a sudden I'd bring it up to Paramount, like car, like I had like a Rustmobile in those days, like, and he listened to it and goes, hey, Jesus Christ. Because the Bee Gees stuff, and I think they're the greatest writers, but what happened, it hadn't changed since Saturday Night Fever.
Same.
It was very clean, and they wanted more of an earthy urban thing. And I think out of desperation, everything came out, and all of a sudden, he told John, he goes, hey, listen to stuff. And he didn't tell him who it was. And I ended up 13 songs in the movie. And it was really weird. It was just a weird thing.
What condition was it in when you handed it to him, though? It wasn't finished.
Oh, well, you know what happened?
It was like a demo, right?
No, they were demos, but a lot of them were used in the movies because I went in the studio with really great players, and it just had a lot of heart and soul in it. And the thing is, everybody and their mother wanted to be on the soundtrack. Hall & Oates, Billy Joel. And I mean, I was like basically the most unknown. But the thing was, Travolta heard it and he said, that's what I want. It's like, maybe I was taking over the spirit of Tony Manero. I don't know what the hell it was, but the thing was, of course, the Bee Gees were not happy with me. I said, well, come on, you guys got $300 million. What do you want? I'm driving a 72 Datsun at that point. And the thing was, they got so mad that they put their songs on one side of the album and my songs were on the other side.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I bumped into him once, and I said, I was always big fans of theirs. And they were like, right, very, very British. Yeah, it's great. Brilliant. Piss off. Right.
I was looking at the album for Staying Alive today because I was walking around the Man Show office.
It's the worst album cover.
Singing it the whole time. Well, a big picture of Travolta's head on there.
No, with all those lights.
Yeah. I was singing, and someone went and got it for me and gave it to me. I was supposed to bring it in, but I forgot. But here's the point. I was looking at the back. I was looking at the pictures of the 3 Bee Gee brothers, and I thought to myself, and I was saying to somebody at the office, saying, this is amazing. You have one guy who's an exceptionally good-looking. Barry. And then you have the other 2, which are exceptionally homely.
And one's bald.
Yeah,
and the other's not.
But how often?
And they're twins, you know that.
Yeah, but
who's twins?
Maurice
and
Robin are twins.
The point is you have 3. How often do you have 3 brothers? One of them is exceptionally good looking, and the other 2 are exceptionally unattractive, like novelty funny looking, novelty good looking. You know, it's kind of weird. I mean,
and the one's real tall, and the other ones are short. And
it's like where'd that chasm come from? I mean, your brother and you, there's some differences, but basically you can see you're cut out of the same
thing. My dad,
right?
80-year-old guy.
Dad's still knocking him out.
3-year-old looks like these guys.
Yeah, 3-year-old. It's scary. It's like Rocky 20. He's coming out. Dante Stallone.
Holly.
Hello.
You're 17. What's up?
Yeah, I can't stop making myself throw up, and I don't know what to do.
You need to get treatment.
How long you been doing this?
A couple months now.
You understand that what you're doing has about a 1 out of 5 chance of killing you.
Does it?
Yeah.
Wow. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So you really need to take this very seriously and talk to a doctor about it because it's like addiction. It's not something you can usually willfully stop. You need help with this.
You have an overbearing mother?
No.
Did she take you to ballet class when you were a kid?
No.
This is more the total chaos stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Holly?
Yeah?
Yeah, you going through some troubles at home?
No, everything's fine.
Do you cut on yourself, or have you ever?
No.
Okay.
No. All right. Why are you doing it then?
To lose weight.
I see. Are you overweight?
I know I'm not, but I feel I am.
Yeah.
I see.
You're in.
What do you weigh?
130.
You meet all criteria for eating disorder.
All right.
And before you rot your teeth and start bleeding from your esophagus or get a cardiac...
I floss and brush before and after a million times a day because I don't want to
Doesn't matter. The acid takes the enamel right off your teeth.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And also you can tear your esophagus and bleed to death, and you'll develop severe heart problems. and bone problems, and you'll develop premature failure of the ovaries and fertility problems and all the good stuff that goes along with this.
I called the dentist to make an appointment today, by the way. Me calling the dentist, by the way, is like a fugitive turning himself into the authorities. It's really the same thing, you know. I'm usually just on the lam, and my dentist has to come after me. He usually sends like federal marshals over the house with floss and stuff. You know, they really track me down, make me feel guilty. I get the card with the giant toothbrush on it with the top hat and bow tie. And I've yelled at Drew a million times. Why is novelty in dentistry such a bizarre marriage? You know what I mean? Dentists act like every goddamn patient they have is 6.5. You know, I mean, I'm 35 years old. I get Mr. Toothbrush coming over to the house.
Mr.
You know?
Tooth Decay knocks in. But the thing is, you know, I was talking to my dentist that dentists have a high rate of suicide and alcoholism because the thing is, everyone hates them. And the thing is, and I asked him about that, he said, well, Frank, just remember the primitive era of dentistry, like when doctors were considered sawbones. I mean, a guy putting his knee on your chest and yanking your teeth out with a pair of horse pliers.
That's still what's happening.
Yeah. That's way.
I mean, can you imagine that?
In my mind. No, I cannot.
Can you imagine those days, like, and say it's almost like in the Civil War when they had to amputate your leg on, they just tell you to bite on a belt and get you drunk and saw your leg off with like 6 guys standing on you.
I can't imagine. I can't. But I'll tell you why people hate dentists in dentistry and why they should, rightfully so, hate these people. Every time I go to the dentist office, I got my mouth wide open. They're scraping it. They're rubbing on it. And then they take water and they spray it with that hard sprayer thing on my teeth. And it's amazingly painful each time because the water's cold. It's freezing cold water that they're spraying on my teeth.
And air.
And then they spray it with air. Yeah. And I go, listen, it's like a goddamn Coors commercial where you get this water. I don't know where you're pumping it in from.
Yeah.
But the water's freezing.
It is.
And then you spray it with the air. It's killing my teeth. I got an invention. How about a little warmer, a little heater? You plug it in, it warms the water.
After they do a scraping on your teeth, your gums are just like if any air. How about when they drill your teeth and all of a sudden they go, how about a little air?
Oh, no. Yeah. I said to them, though,
nerve.
Put a heater in. Yeah. And they go, yeah, somebody thought of that. And I'm like, that's great. And they're like, yeah, we're thinking about getting one. I'm like, feel free to go ahead and do that. Just get the goddamn water heater and make it easy on people. Drew, I'm not going to get going, but the technology, I'm telling you, moccasin making has come further. From a technological standpoint in the last 50 years in dentistry, there's been bigger breakthroughs. And the biggest breakthrough has been the pina colada scrub that they love. I always love that. You want the mint, you want the cherry, or the new pina colada. I'm always like, listen, why pina colada? And like, it tastes good. I'm like, look, steak and liver and onions taste good.
Yeah.
You wanna? What am I going to do? Close my eyes and think I'm on a tropical island somewhere? This is pumice you're rubbing my teeth
Do you
with.
remember in the old days when you were a
Pina
kid, they used to put a
colada.
piece of cotton on the drill so it looked like a rabbit was running as they were like, you're 6 years old and they were like taking your fillings out.
Really?
Well,
That's
yeah,
good.
because the old ones had like it was like a wire that
Cables,
went
yeah.
cables, and a guy goes, "Look at the rabbit."
Oh, it's like you're at the dog, like you're at the dog track.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there were elaborate series of belts. Yeah,
and the needle was like huge in those days, and they just used to go. This one guy, the first time I did my teeth, was a vet.
Oh boy!
And then he became a dentist. I said, "What look, I orangutan?" He's like sticking this thing through my
just
mouth.
got done working on a cow.
Jessica, 25. Yes.
Yeah. Hi, guys. Thanks.
Hey.
Me and Frank could do an hour and a half on dentistry.
Yeah, just got done working on a yak.
What's going on there?
Well, basically, my question is, I have just recently started attending a few AA meetings. I don't know for sure if I'm an alcoholic per se or what.
Is there one of your parents alcoholic?
No, not that I'm aware of. I don't believe so, not unless they've kicked it a long time ago. And
How about the grandparents or aunts or uncles?
not that I know of.
What's your ethnic background?
I'm Caucasian.
Where are your ancestors from?
50% German, French, Canadian, and Norwegian.
Okay. All right. So what's your question?
Nah, not big boozers, any of those.
No, not specifically.
No.
I mean, you can get it, but not necessarily.
Yeah. I've always, I don't know, like I said, I've always had kind of a problem with overdoing it with alcohol. In the last few years or so, I've noticed an overwhelmingly percentage of the time that I drink, I black out.
Oh, that's
yeah, I mean, like regularly. So
What have you done when you blacked out?
drive home, just stupid things you wake up, and not necessarily one-night stands or anything, but things that you wake up and get sober and you just think, wow, that was really stupid, and I've really got to watch that.
All right, so what's your question?
My question is basically, I'm also starting to see a psychologist for the first time. I've kind of dealt with over the past years depression, but nothing clinical, nothing I've ever seen a psychologist for.
What's your question, Jessica?
Basically, if I get treated for the depression and long term, I know I'm not going to be able to do alcohol socially again. I've smoked pot socially for the past probably 12 years, and socially never really had a problem with it. Can do it and whatever,
Well,
but I've noticed that.
I don't know if you're an alcoholic or not. So you clearly have issues with alcohol, but you don't really meet my criteria for alcoholism sort of at first brush. So you may not be alcoholic. If you are not, obviously it's not a great idea to be smoking pot if you're prone to depression. But you also do not fit the sort of syndrome of marijuana addiction. If you're an alcoholic and you're trying to maintain an honest program of recovery, you should not be using any substances, obviously, because that behavior of putting substances in your system in order to feel better is the behavior that you're trying to treat. If, on the other hand, you have some dynamic issues, some character issues, some affect issues like depression, and those are being adequately managed in depression, rely on your therapist to sort of give you some guidance.
All
on these
right,
things.
talk to them. I found her annoying.
I think she may be like a personality disorder.
Yeah.
Sometimes people with personality disorders, first she gave you that feeling.
Yes.
And secondly, people with those disorders will use substances substantially without being addicted necessarily.
Well, also, too, it's a way of trying to approach your personality disorder through a conventional method in a way.
Yeah,
it's like
legitimizing it.
Yeah, I have and like you say this, you have a personality disorder that's looked upon askant, but if you're attending AA meetings, you're helping yourself.
Yeah.
I didn't get the feeling she belonged in AA either, but I had the feeling she belonged somewhere.
Yes.
It's got an A on the end of it. I'm not sure what the PA, personality disorder. All right, let's no, Drew, come on. Who do you want to talk to here?
Jonathan's coming back.
I like the neighbor with the racist neighbor. Ashley?
Hey, yeah.
You're 16?
Yeah.
You're in love with your racist neighbor?
Yeah, that's about the gist of it.
Yeah. How old is he?
He's 16 or 17, I don't know.
15 or 17?
16 or 17.
16 or 17. How do you know he's a racist?
Because, well, he tries to impress me, and he'll say stuff like Jewish or nigger, or, I mean, he's outright racist.
That's impressing you?
No, it's not. He thinks.
Oh, I see. He thinks he's impressing you. Okay.
And he uses me, like, well, he wants to be friends with me, but only when he doesn't have any other friends.
Uh-huh.
And,
Well, he's just a dick.
Hey, Ashley?
Yeah.
You hang on to this catch with both hands and don't let him get away.
Well,
Sounds like a real winner.
News, but I want to, like, I guess I want to change him.
Oh, okay. Fantastic.
And I know you can't do that. I listen to you.
Hold on, Ashley. Hold on.
Now we got more to talk about.
Hold on a second. This is my favorite component of a female. Men aren't interested in changing anything. They don't want to change their underpants. Forget about a woman. Yeah. Women, get him, they can change him. I can fix him. All right, and then I won't be attracted to him sexually if I do ever fix him. Yeah. We're going to take a little break. Frank Stallone is our guest tonight. We'll get back with Ashley, the racist-loving neighbor, after this.
What's up?
LoveLine will be right back.
How was school today, Rebecca?
We learned what the Earth was like a long time ago, way back in the 1990s.
Oh.
Grandpa, did you ever taste water?
Oh, my, no. By the time I was a boy, water, if you could find it, was pretty much unfit to drink. But I hear tell, long ago, children used to make lemonade with actual tap water and drink it on hot, sunny days.
Really?
Yeah, and sometimes they'd fill balloons with water and toss them at each other and laugh or run through the sprinklers singing and carrying on. And then after a day of playing, their folks would put them in the tub, fill it with water and bubbles and scrub them till they were squeaky clean.
Wow. Why didn't people try to save the water?
Well, I guess they didn't think one person could make a difference.
Thousands of Americans make a difference every day. For example, over 900 million tons of untreated sewage is no longer discharged into our nation's waters. A message from ECHO, the Earth Communications Office.
We're gonna try to get his
Okay, class, this part of the museum is known as the Hall of Trees.
What's a tree?
Large plants that once covered much of the earth. This is a full-scale model of a maple tree.
What are those green things?
Those were called leaves. They took in sunlight, nourished the tree, expelled oxygen, creating air for people to breathe.
People didn't breathe out of air tanks?
No, then air was everywhere. The sky was blue, even the ocean was blue,
The ocean was blue?
and filled with fish.
What's a fish?
When you protect the earth, you protect your health and that of your children. We're making progress. There has been a significant improvement. 20 years ago, air pollution in Los Angeles exceeded health standards on 4 out of every 5 days. But we still have a long way to go.
Here's the Hall of Weather. Press that button and you'll hear a rainfall.
Why'd they need rain?
Without rain, a flower couldn't grow.
What's a flower?
One person can make a difference. A message from ECHO, the Earth Communications Office.
Personally, I'm so sick of hearing about the environment.
I know. What's everyone so worried about?
51 million Americans live in areas where the air is officially classified as unhealthy to breathe.
It's a big world, and it's been here a long time.
Yeah, we're talking years and years and years.
The Center for Disease Control says that 94,000 people get sick every year from contaminated water. 900 of those people die.
It's all in their heads.
It's media hype.
The average American dumps at least 20 pounds of household toxins down the drain every year, most of which ends up in the drinking water supply.
Personally, I drink tap water. I mean, it's not like we're in Bangladesh.
Personally, I feel fine. I mean, I ask you, seriously, who's really getting hurt here?
5.8 million children died last year as a result of unsafe drinking water.
Not me or my kids, right, Billy? Billy? Where are you?
Can one person make a difference? Today, 66% of our rivers and lakes are safe for fishing and swimming, a third more than in 1970. One person can make a difference. A message from ECHO, the Earth Communications Office.
And now, Vince and Larry, the crash test dummies with a lullaby.
Crumple, crumple, little car. When you crash, it's au revoir.
If on dumb luck you rely, through the windshield they will fly.
Keep your children off the streets. Put your kids in safety seats.
Crumple, crumple, little car. Don't be dummies like we are. Gee, Vince, I'm kind of sleepy now.
Okay, Larry, just crash anywhere.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your kids' safety belts. A message from the Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
Oh, come on, have a drink.
No thanks.
Just one little drink.
I don't want to.
Chicken, everyone else is.
I said no.
What a nerd. One little drink won't kill you.
You've heard it all before. Be cool. Join the crowd. Have a drink even though you're not 21.
Let's go. She's no fun.
Make the right choice. Don't give in. Underage drinking is dumb and dangerous.
Look out!
A public service message from the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Hey, it's LoveLine. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew over there. The Goo Goo Dolls will be in here on Wednesday. Save Ferris will be in here on Thursday. Frank Stallone is in here tonight. He's plugging a couple of things. One is Movie Stars, WB, Sunday, 9 o'clock. And also Full Circle, which is his CD, which you can find on Amazon.com. Right, Frank?
And that's it.
Save me, darling.
There you go, baby. That's the opening cut of Full Circle. It's called The Basement Tapes.
You know, my singing isn't great, but a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy.
Soul.
That's what the kids respond to, the soul.
You sing better than my brother. Oh, all you got to do is listen to Paradise Alley. Oh, man. Sounds like they're electrocuting a,
pig?
Orangutan or something. Oh, it's horrible. And they flew me out here to sing the title, and all of a sudden when I got out here, I had no money. This was in 1977, and they said, well, we've decided that, it'd be good for Sly to sing the title of his movie. And I said, have you heard him sing yet? They go, no, we'll work. We have a coach. I said, oh, Christ.
Maybe him and Travolta got together and talked each other into a singing career somehow, because Travolta's got a song or two out.
I swear to God. Yeah. I'm gonna let him in.
That's right.
Let him in. Well, in Staying Alive, I had this song with Cynthia Rhodes, and all of a sudden they pulled it out for me and they said, hey, I think we're gonna let John sing it. I said, not again. It cannot happen twice in a career. And all of a sudden, finally, the uppers heard John sing. They go, you know what, John? Don't sing. Just act.
Ashley,
Yeah.
you're 16 years old.
Mhm.
What's up?
Well, okay. I'm in love with my neighbor,
Oh, that's right. The racist.
the bigot. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Wait. I have something else to say.
Mhm.
Okay, Adam.
Mhm.
You went to Walter Reed, right?
That's right.
Okay. I went to Walter Reed for like 2 years. Did you ever have Miss Sudman?
No, I did not.
Okay. Never mind then.
All right.
Okay. And if there's a perfect person to bet on, that is me.
What happened to you?
I'm challenging you two to figure it out.
Well, listen, betting is no fun when we're challenged to bet. We have to
Right.
do it on our own.
It has to
be organic.
Right.
Okay.
So what happened in your past?
Oh, I just really want you guys to guess. Okay.
You were molested by a Klansman.
Oh God, yeah. No. My dad left, and now I'm living with a racist, who's my stepfather.
Your stepfather.
Yeah.
All right. And what's up with your mom?
She kind of just gives in to what everyone says.
By the way, we wouldn't have predicted this. You live with and hate a racist. We'd think you'd date a black guy.
Yeah, usually you go against the wishes of your parent when you're mad at your parent, but this is your step-parent, which
I've
is different.
completely given up. Like we don't talk to each other ever. There's no words spoken.
You and your stepdad.
Yeah, I'm moving out in the next few months.
Okay, well, listen. All right, you seem to have a pretty good handle on what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you could only stop yourself from doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So feel free to stop yourself. You understand what the dynamic is. You listen to this show. You've heard it all before.
Mhm.
You're telling us about it.
Mhm.
Don't do it. This guy's an idiot.
I mean, do you think it's worth it to try and
No.
talk to him about it?
Yeah, well, if you
Yeah.
want to as a friend, but not as a way of somebody who's going to be romantically involved and change him.
Yeah.
Well, I've given up on that.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, listen. Guys fix up cars and women fix up guys.
Mhm.
So, it really shop for a guy like you'd shop for a car. You don't want a project. You want something you can drive right away. Drive it off the lot. All right.
All right. Thanks.
All right. See, Ashley's an example of somebody who has been through a lot. Should by all rights go completely south, but has a little spark, has a little intelligence, has a little IQ and a little flair, and is probably going to end up salvaging a decent life for
Right,
herself.
some constitutional sort of resiliency.
Right, that even though she had kind of a tough shake in life, is
Mhm.
able to pull herself up by her own pump straps. I don't think women wear boots. Jonathan?
Yeah.
Certainly not Ashley.
You're 16?
Huh?
What's up?
Whenever I need help because whenever I need to know what to do because whenever my penis is erect, it leans to the left and it also curves, and I want to know.
Leans and curves.
It leans and curves, really?
Yeah.
A
little
leaning tower of penis, I guess.
What? Now, leaning would to me suggest that it sort of fell over at the base.
I think
And curved. I mean, how do you draw the
lean means
distinction between
where-
leaning and curving?
Where it attaches to the body, it's an angle, and it curves.
True, didn't I just say leaning to me would mean it fell over at the base?
Yeah, but you said the way you said it sounded like it fell down at the base.
No, I
You
mean
said-
it felt the
Yes.
direction it's going from the base,
Uh-huh.
and then it curved.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yeah.
So it's like you took an Indian bow, like a bow and arrow bow, and you planted it in the ground and then leaned it.
Yeah.
Is that what it's like?
Exactly.
How far over are we talking about?
Is it going in your own anus?
No.
No. Okay, good.
Just a little bit, but it will kind of medium, and I need to know. I want to know what to do with the
Well, you can take some vitamin E. Think about
vitamin E.
Yeah, about 800 units a day sometimes help correct this kind of thing.
And do you think I should consult
Not unless you're having trouble with painful erection or difficulty having an erection.
Oh,
much
no,
better.
no, not at all.
You all right?
Otherwise, it's normal to have a certain amount of curve and lean.
That's fine.
Oh, all right, and thanks.
All right, you'll
Take your
be
vitamin
fine,
E.
Jonathan.
Take your vitamin E.
And, Adam.
Yeah.
I think you're a god, man.
Thank you. There you go.
And
You saved his penis.
I mean, what's the other?
What?
All right, Jonathan, just relax.
All right, thanks.
All right.
Some of these questions are incredible.
Oh,
Kid's
please.
16.
That's nothing for this show. He's got bigger fish to fry than that curved penis. This is speech impediment. Serge?
Yes.
You're 21.
Yes, that's correct.
Are you gay?
Yes, I am.
You almost sound too gay to be gay.
I almost sound too gay to be gay.
Yeah.
gay. What's your question?
Is your name really Serge?
No, it's not.
Yeah. Okay.
Of course, I'm not going to use my real name. I'm been with my lover for 2.5 years, and just recently I've been thinking about women
Mm-hmm.
while I'm with him.
I see. Yeah.
And I'm just confused on what's going on.
I understand.
You ever been with a woman?
Yes, I have.
Well, how long ago was that?
Oh, 5 years ago?
And how's your behymen? Is that still intact?
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
Again, Drew, I'm appalled at the gays. Frank, you probably don't know about this. You'd be disturbed if you did.
Go ahead.
Many gay men are not involved in anal sex whatsoever, and
Okay.
to me, that's an outrage. I mean, it's why be gay?
Yeah, exactly.
That's my feeling. Serge?
Yes.
I'm disgusted with the
Let's-
two of
let's-
you.
let's take a
You
break
and
here.
your anus.
Let's take a break here.
All right, hold on a second, Serge.
Okay.
All right, we got to take ourselves a break.
Okay.
You'll be here when we get back, though, right?
Yes, I will.
All right. Frank Stallone is our guest tonight. We'll get back with Serge and his pristine anus after this.
Let's have some more fun.
Okay, let's do it. Call LoveLine 1-800-LOVE-191.
LoveLine will be right back.
Well, here's how it's sampled.
These are the sounds of today's kids. And these are the voices of today's kids.
Don't underestimate me. I can work harder in school.
Give me a problem that's hard to solve.
Give me tougher work. Give me tougher books. When I solve a tough problem, I'm on top of the world.
Surprised? Don't be. 74% of kids say school should only pass them to the next grade when they've learned what's expected of them.
I'm not afraid to fail.
If I make a mistake, I'll do better next time.
75% of kids say they'd study harder if their schools gave them tougher tests. The fact is, almost all kids want to be challenged in school. So listen to the voices of kids today.
Challenge me.
Challenge me. Challenge me.
Do your part. Support higher academic achievement in your state and challenge our schools to challenge our kids. For a free booklet, call 1-800-38-BE-SMART. A message from the Ad Council and the Education Excellence Partnership.
Taking all that work home?
No, this is my own stuff. I've got a date with a financial planner.
You're only 25. Why are you planning for retirement already?
Hey, I want to be able to choose when I retire and know that I'll be financially secure when I do.
I've heard lots of people call themselves financial planners, but aren't they really trying to get you to invest in their favorite fund? Like they're selling size 20 shoes so everyone gets a hello Bigfoot.
Half this stuff is my bank statements, company insurance policies, tax returns. The planner's going to know a lot about me before recommending anything. The rest is background information I've collected on her and 2 other planners. If she passes tonight's round, she gets my papers.
Securing your financial future is important. You have a right to expect financial advice that's competent, ethical, and based on your needs. To verify that a planner is certified, call toll-free 888-CFP-MARK. A public service of the Certified Financial Planner Board of Standards.
Hey, driving fans! It may have happened to you. You may have heard the roar of the rumble strips, the blast of car and truck horns, and the heart-pounding fear of a near miss. Avoid all the dangerous crash action that comes with falling asleep at the wheel. Experience the amazing power nap. You've never seen power like this before. The Power Nap. Find out what the professional drivers have been doing for years. The Power Nap gives you the energy you need for the road ahead, and it's free. Whether you're driving to the shore with your family, to another city to meet a client, to school across the state, or anywhere there's action. The Power Nap is your ticket to revitalization. Experience the Power Nap at a rest stop near you. Just pull in, find a safe, well-lighted spot to park, turn off the key, and close your eyes. In just 20 to 30 minutes, you'll have the energy you need to drive safely for miles. So don't push it, park it, and feel the power of the Power Nap. A wake-up call to all drivers from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the American Trucking Association.
It's nearly 6 a.m. and we're at a rest stop talking to travelers. Excuse me?
Yes.
Have you ever heard of circadian rhythms?
It's like a Latin band, right?
Not quite. Do you know what circadian rhythms are?
It's when the stars all align and their energy creates...
No. How about you, sir? Huh? Circadian rhythms. Exactly. Circadian rhythms tell your body when it should be sleeping as well as when it should be awake. Huh? Circadian rhythms are part of our body's internal controls, a kind of built-in clock that tells us when to wake up and and when to go to sleep each day. Imagine the danger that comes when we try to drive when our body thinks we should be sleeping, especially at night, early morning, and for many people, mid-afternoon. You really should try to avoid driving during your body's downtimes. If you have to drive when you'd normally be sleeping and you find yourself getting drowsy, stop for a refreshing 20 to 30-minute nap. Now what would you say when I say circadian rhythms?
I'd say don't push it, park it.
Right. A wake-up call from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the American Trucking Associations.
Oh, come on, have a drink.
No thanks.
Just one little drink.
I don't want to.
Chicken, everyone else is.
I said no.
What a nerd. One little drink won't kill you.
You've heard it all before. Be cool. Join the crowd. Have a drink, even though you're not 21.
Let's go. She's no fun.
Make the right choice. Don't give in. Underage drinking is dumb and dangerous.
Look out!
A public service message from the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
It's the 7th season of HBO's Dennis Miller Live, a new millennium with presidential probes, celebrity scandals, social deviance, and Dennis Miller rants.
Automobiles for you, automobiles for me, automobiles for America, automobiles for all of mankind. Thank you. And now back to the Dennis Miller Ford Automotive Variety Hour.
Join Dennis for all new live editions filled with his scathing perspective, razor-sharp wit, and celebrity guests. Dennis Miller Live, Friday nights at 11:30, only on HBO.
Yep, it is LoveLine. We're going to take a quick 10-second timeout. It's what we do every night at this time, and we'll be back with more of the show in just 10 seconds.
This is LoveLine on radio station.
Yeah.
Great.
Frank Stallone is our guest tonight. I like Frank. He's a regular guy.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
You can just sit and talk to him about everything and nothing.
Exactly.
Dr. Drew is an uptight prude with likes to wave his diploma in your face and has a silver spoon stuck in his mouth, and he wears a monocle now. A lot of people don't.
Disraeli.
And an ascot, but not Frank Stallone.
No.
He's a regular guy.
Schultz.
Sunday nights, WB Movie Stars is the name of the series. You should check that out. You should also check out Full Circle, which is the name of the CD, which you can find on Amazon.com. And when we left off, we were speaking to Serge. Serge is gay. He's been thinking, has been with the same guy for 2.5 years, I think. He's starting to think about women now. Serge?
Yes.
Serge,
Yeah.
when was it you were with women?
5 years ago.
Yes.
Was that before you really
That was when I was 16.
Oh, I see.
Before you really accepted that you were gay, or did you have a long period of time where you confused?
I was going a little bit of both, just experimenting in high school.
Sure. I couldn't do one sex when I was in high school.
How's your relationship going with this guy?
It's a little rocky.
Yeah. Maybe you think this could be a symptom of just the relationship kind of coming apart?
I really don't think so, because we get along so well.
I just thought you said it was rocky.
Well, at times just because I'm off wandering and thinking of other things, and
What does that mean?
I'm sorry?
What does that mean?
What are you talking about?
Just because, when we're together, I just like any man, I guess, I have a wandering eye.
I see. Who's the guy in the relationship? You?
No, I'm not.
He's the guy?
Yes, he is.
But your behind-man's intact.
Mm-hmm.
Does he see other guys?
Shouldn't he be giving it to you if he's the guy?
He's the receiver.
He's the catcher.
He's the catcher.
And you're the pitcher.
That makes you the guy.
Sometimes.
Okay, listen. We got the gay Riddler on the other line. Jesus Christ, Serge. Listen, if you're nailing him in the ass and he's not nailing you, that makes you the guy in the relationship, right?
But he's more manly.
All right, so he's got a little more hair on his ass. You're the one who's out thinking about with the wandering eye. Okay?
True.
All right.
But like my question was,
boy.
I'm just concerned.
All right, why are you so confused? What happened to you?
Just my stepsister, and she's sexy, and she just moved in with us a couple months ago, and I don't know.
All right, Serge, listen, this whole thing's a mess. Don't get anyone pregnant. That's number one. Always pull out of his ass, okay? I know there's a biology here that's not going to let him get pregnant, but I don't want to take any chances. You understand? I'm no doctor. I just don't want to take any chances, Serge. You pull out, okay?
Okay, always.
All right, and listen, Serge, seriously, I mean, talk to a therapist, read a book. Don't do so much acting out, but try to get to the bottom of this, pardon the pun, all right?
Okay.
All right, and don't freak yourself out. Just sort yourself out.
Okay, well, thank you for
Oh, there you
time.
go. That's good. Don't freak
I'm
yourself
not sure
out.
I believe that call.
Yeah, he sounded like he's full of crap, didn't he?
Hey, Drew, you know what I want to ask you guys? Why do most people in the gay community, they always say, like, my lover? I mean, I don't hear heteros ever say, my girlfriend or this guy, this. But why do they always say, well, I've been with my lover? Why
because I agree with you. It always sounds weird. And it's
like to me to say to you, so where were you last night, Frank? I was with my lover.
Right.
I was with whoever, you know.
Right, but the thing is if they call it their boyfriend, then there's some confusion. Like people think it was a friend of theirs, and they can't get married, so it can't be a husband or wife. They do go partner. The more discreet gays go with the partner, but I think a lot of them like to just sort of gross people out. That's the bottom line. They want to get a rise out of you. It always drives it home. You know, to me, the gay lifestyle is one of the greatest lifestyles in the world until I actually start hearing about the sex, and then I'm repulsed. It's just there's a biology in straight guys that cannot accept that, and I'm perfectly comfortable with mine. I just cannot accept it. I mean, I'm okay with you doing it, but if I see it, I wince. And let me tell you, I got a pretty strong stomach. I eat stuff off the floor all the time. I've seen more pornography than Ron Jeremy has, I swear to Christ. But I see one picture of any kind of gay sex, and I'm repulsed. It is, I mean, I wince.
It's an Italian thing.
I cannot look at it. Yeah, I mean, it's like I got to turn my head. It's bizarre. It's not even, and I have a sort of morbid curiosity about just about everything, but I see a guy with his schwanz in another guy's ass, and I'm like, oh, no. Hand right in front of I hold the hand in front of my face. I turn my head. No, get away.
So what do you do, like, if about a famous actor that was like, hey, let me and then you found out he was gay? Does it, like, change your persona of him? I mean, if a guy that you really dug, say if it was like you found out, like, an actor, you said, man, this was my favorite actor growing up, like Clark Gable.
You trying to say something about your brother?
Oh, no, not him.
Because you get me, you know.
Oh, Christ. Hey, yo, brother.
No, it would have some impact, but not a ton, and it's probably because I don't really idolize anybody anyway. I just figure these guys have their own problems.
What if you found a boxer?
I'd respect him more. I'd say, boy, if this guy's gay and kicking ass, I respect
Emil
that.
Griffith, he killed someone in the ring. He was gay.
Oh, he was?
5-time world champion. Yeah, because Benny Kid Barrett called him a maricon before the fight, and I saw it. It was on TV, and he beat him to death.
Wow.
Yeah, but I mean, if it was someone like great, like Newt Rockne, and you saw him like getting like.
Yeah, if there
butt slammed, it'd be like, oh Jesus.
If there was some picture
Abraham Lincoln or something,
of Abe Lincoln or the Gipper,
or the Gip or the Four Horsemen of Motors,
or some guy like that giving a BJ,
or Vince Lombardi.
Lombardi was like blowing an assistant coach or
like
something.
Ballhorn, yeah.
It would take a little the luster off of their memory. I'm sure, but I wouldn't.
But if you saw him with his wife, it'd freak you out too.
That's true. You're right.
Right.
Going down on his fat wife, right? Marge, was in her 50s at the time. Rob?
Hey, what's up?
That's a good point, Drew. You're 20. What's up?
Hey, Adam, first of all, I'd like to say I love you, man, but your whole theory on people who are stupid to stop smoking pot and start drinking is scientifically flawed because drinking has been proven to cause brain damage and smoking pot hasn't.
Yeah, but listen.
Actually, there's an article out just now that shows even moderate, it's in the Journal of Addictive Substances, and shows even moderate marijuana exposure and rather remarkable anatomic changes in the brain. It seems to be permanent.
Listen, here's the deal. It's not going to transform you into an idiot, but it dulls you. Listen, I know guys who drink consistently, and I know guys who smoke weed consistently, and you tell me who's faster on the mark, who's quicker on the draw. It's the guys who drink. It's not when you're drunk, I'm saying, but when you're sober. That's
All
what
right.
I'm saying, Rob.
And
So-
then the science is catching up with that, Rob. Very,
but
very
anyway,
clearly.
go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, so I'm driving home today, and I get home, and I kind of live out in the middle of nowhere, but there's a house that's being built next door, and I'm hearing like all the screaming and stuff over there. So I sort of like, creep over there to investigate and whatever. And I'm looking through one of the. I mean, by the time I got there, I kind of figured it out. It was some people having sex, but I look inside one of the windows there, and it was a full moon and everything, and they were just some, teenagers messing around. But I really, really got off on it, and I was just wondering if that was an indication of, some sort of psychological disorder.
No, you're a 20-year-old guy. Somebody was having sex, and you peeked on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the disorder you're concerned about?
Well, it was like a euphoric experience for me. It was like, I had never felt anything like it. It just felt almost too good to be something that was normal.
Well, you had a little adrenaline rush, right?
I guess so, and the thing is that it's not like I have a hard time hooking up with girls or anything,
Yeah, but here's the deal. Have you done much of this in your life?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. You mean like looked at people?
Voyeurism, yeah.
No, this is the first
Because
time.
listen, if this was a problem, it would have reared its head years ago.
Do you feel like you're going to have to do it again?
Yeah, I was thinking about that, and I was like, I would do that again in a
You could be
second.
a late bloomer. Well, you would if someone started humping in the next house and screaming. But listen, I'm 35. I'd go over there. Are you kidding me?
Don't you think guys have a natural curiosity? I mean,
Yes.
if you saw two people like in the woods, like getting on, it could be kind of like
In the woods, in my living room in
Or
North
anywhere.
Hollywood. I
Yeah.
used to be camped out. I had a friend who got a ton of tail, a roommate. He'd be banging away on the sofa bed with one of the legs was broken on the thing. It was a bad sofa bed, so one leg was perpetually
Going-
like 6 inches above the ground, so it'd be like bang, 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 bang. The downstairs neighbor hated it. This guy'd be going at it. I'd be in the bedroom. I'd be standing in that hall. Hell yes. I had my other roommate too. The wheeze. He was a little guy. He'd poke his head around the doorway. I'd poke my head around the doorway, and we'd be camped out there for hours. Hell yes. It's natural. I could not do it.
Yeah.
No way. If I was 20 and lying in bed and trying to get some sleep, and I hear that telltale third leg on the Murphy bed banging away
yeah,
in the
sure.
next room, I'm there. That's like I act like a dog when he hears a can opener.
Like
That's what that sofa was to me. I come running in there.
Pavlov's dog.
Yeah, chuck wagon. Yeah, it was like someone's ringing the dinner bell.
The triangle.
It was great. It was like a cartoon. The little guy would his head would come around the corner about 3 feet off the ground, and the tall guy's
like
head
Mutt
would-
and Jeff
come around about 5 feet over there and above the head. And then about once every like 10 minutes or so, the wheeze would look up at me and go, "You're not whacking off, are you?" I go, "No, come on. I have some dignity." He's like, "Okay." He was, he's in a vulnerable spot there. Yeah, those are good times. Heidi,
Yeah,
you're 16.
yeah.
What's up?
I got my dad left my mom, who's a drug addict,
Right.
and married a woman that he met at church, and her husband committed suicide.
When he heard about this, or was it?
Oh, after.
Wait, I'm confused.
He committed suicide in '98, and they got married in '99.
Right. Did he commit suicide based on them getting together, or was it just coincidence?
No, it was just coincidence.
Okay.
And I got my stepsister started with drugs, and I have a 13-year-old brother.
All right. Well, you got to get him started too, right?
Well, no, we want to figure out how we can get sober without our parents knowing, and keep him away from it.
What are you into? Speed?
No, weed and acid and shrooms.
Wow. It's weird though that those have taken hold at 16. It just mean acid, shrooms especially, and weed when you're just getting started. Not ones that sort of take hold of you as much as let's say alcohol, cocaine, speed, that kind of stuff. I mean, the fact that you're 16 and talking about getting off. I mean, how much acid are you doing? How much weed are you smoking?
About an ounce a week.
Jeez.
Wow. All right. I stand corrected.
Yeah.
All right.
Just go to MA. Go to a meeting. They can help you.
Without our parents knowing.
Well, listen, you've been doing a ton of drugs,
Yeah.
and your parents don't know. You
Right.
don't think you could sneak out to an MA meeting?
Well, her mom works a lot, and my dad does too.
You're making our case
Do
for us.
they work at the MA headquarters?
No.
All right then, moron. Go over there. What's your point? Our point is you've been doing drugs for quite some time, and they haven't caught on, right?
Yeah.
You can spend a couple hours at a meeting 3-4 days a week, no problem.
You can sneak out to a meeting, and they're not going to catch on.
Right?
Right, yeah.
Right.
All
There
right.
you go.
Listen, you're a little bit clouded in your thinking, Heidi, because you've been high for too long. But listen to us. We know the truth. Go to the MA meeting. That's all you do, okay?
Okay.
And take it from there.
Okay.
And don't get your little brother high.
Okay.
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 All right.
That's amazing. An ounce a week at 16 years old.
Trying to think. Yeah, that's a fair amount of weed.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
doing acid?
Yeah, I here's the thing, too, is just being 16 is like being high on mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you think about where your head's at
Oh,
16.
yeah.
It's like you got 1,000 questions and no answers. Your head's
Yeah.
spinning around. You don't know your ass from the hole from a hole in the ground. I mean, you know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
on top of that, you get high on mushrooms or just get baked every morning before you hit school. I mean, I couldn't imagine
could
what
you get
life.
dressed? Yeah.
Life would be like. You'd be Alice in Wonderland, and you fell down the cornhole or whatever.
You know what's
When'd she
amazing?
fall down?
You know what's
It wasn't a
amazing? I've
cornhole,
met
was it?
people that it is absolutely incredible. They smoke pot every day. I mean, the first thing you do in the morning is light up a bone. And you look at them, and they function. I mean, I don't know if they drive and they
Everything.
do everything.
They work.
Yeah.
They work a computer at
But how
work.
can you-
I don't know.
It catches up eventually. And what's really interesting is that some people, after about a year, they start to burn out and get depressed. Some 20 and 30 years later, it takes that long to catch up, and nobody knows why it takes so long.
No, but I mean,
It
you
always catches up, though. It always does.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like more than alcohol. Like you were just saying, these new studies. I mean, if you were smoking that much weed, it's gotta. I mean, there's got to be a residue
that
or
is-
something.
There is a residue. There's actually is a residue. You look at it; it's on electron micrographs, but the damaging effects have not been shown to be significant in adults yet. It's all in teenagers.
Do they think it could be dementia? I mean, could
No.
that be?
Well, it could be, but it doesn't. It's probably not going to be. The acid and whatnot can cause damage, and ecstasy.
Well, I remember when I was in high school, the big thing was I never did. These guys used to sniff well wall and glue.
Oh.
And there's a friend of mine that actually basically is a
Brain dead.
walking. Oh, he's a moron. He's like I mean, it's. I mean, I saw him at a class reunion. He's basically almost like on a walker in his 40s.
It's bizarre how people don't understand how delicate the brain is and how they can be changed by these
Sniffing glue.
Well, you don't even think of yourself as having a brain when
Yeah.
you're a kid. You just
Yeah.
think of it as your
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
It's sort of this esoteric thing.
Yeah.
You think you see with your eyes and you talk with your mouth and you breathe with
Yeah.
your nose.
Your
you
brain.
know, your brain is just something that's sort of like so much cotton candy that's stuffed in between your skull. But you don't really look at it as sort
Oh.
of the nerve center.
These guys would have bags of well wall.
What is well wall?
Well wall is like this incredibly strong glue that they use for baseboards and tiles.
Oh yeah,
it's 10 times stronger.
Yeah, it's like
than
it's mastic basically, right? Put on
yeah,
with
and these
a
guys would
trowel.
have bags, and they sit there and go, "Hey, Frank, want a huff?" And these guys would have a bag and going, like take it, and the bag would like deplete. And I'm there, and they says, "Yeah, man, I'm hearing crickets." They would hear like grasshoppers and crickets. I said, "Man, you got some deep issues to deal with, pal."
Hearing grasshoppers, yeah.
Yeah.
Crickets I used to hear when I did stand-up, but grasshoppers, I don't know. John? John. Hey, caller goes by the name John.
Oh, hey.
There you go. What's there? What's up there, John? You're 18.
I was reading this book called Hemp for Health, and it was telling me like all the stuff about weed, about how it can prevent your eyes getting glaucoma, and like it opens up the pressure so you don't like get tunnel vision. And
Yeah, the great thing is you don't have glaucoma, John, so it doesn't matter.
well, that's true. That's true.
There you
But it
go.
also says that, I mean, it helps your appetite and all this stuff. But and what were you saying about like adults not getting brain damage or like
Adults, it's being pretty well proven now that it has damaging effects on teens.
But it's
permanent.
It's temporary though.
Permanent. But in adults, it's not been proven yet. But what we were saying is there's a characteristic syndrome. If people smoke a lot, that they do get depressed and they do have problems functioning and whatnot. It's absolutely characteristic of
Is the depression permanent, or is that something?
No, that's transient.
Okay, so it's just why you're getting off of it.
You usually, as it starts sort of wearing off, you no longer get high from it. Then you start getting depressed, and then when you come off it, you get really depressed, and that goes away usually within 6 to 8 months.
All right.
Yeah, all right.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
Listen to me.
Oh,
Because
hey.
you know I'm a god and a genius.
A
All
god
right?
and a genius.
I'm not one of those moron gods you hear so much about.
Whatever.
Now listen to me.
Yeah.
I hear this night after night. I have a lot of friends that are into this. I'm not. I'm an atheist. I'm not uptight. I don't like the man. And I smoke weed. I certainly will smoke weed. I was baked off my ass last Saturday
you
night.
smoke with me sometime?
All right.
All right.
All right. We'll make a date.
All right.
Here's my point. Here's my point. I drink sometimes too. And sometimes I ate myself a nice big corned beef sandwich the other day. I do a lot of stuff that ain't great, but I don't do that much of it. That's the thing.
Yeah,
And don't kid yourself. I know you stoners. I know what you love to do. You spend all your goddamn time on the internet trying to justify what essentially is an addiction. Okay? It's not bad for me. It's not addicting.
No, it's good for me.
It's good for me, and I'm not addicted, except for it's 3:30 in the morning, and I'm driving to a park to score. You're not addicted, but you're at a park risking your life, essentially, trying to score $10 worth of weed, and you just got done scraping the hell out of your bong with a open coat hanger, trying to catch a little resin high, but you're not addicted. Listen to me. You are addicted, and stop worrying about whether it's good for you or bad for you. It's like anything. It ain't going to kill you, but that don't make it good for you. And corn dogs ain't good for you, but if you ate 10 of them every day, something bad would happen to you eventually. I think, I'm no scientist, I think you would turn into a corn dog. Is that right, Drew?
How'd you know that?
I know.
You're a genius. And
I'm
a
a
god.
genius. That's right. So don't kid yourself. You want to smoke a little weed once in a while? Fine. But if you're going to smoke all
you
the
know what?
time, it's going to affect you.
I would have said that too, but now this studies I was looking at about teenagers, it looks like even you got to be over 18, 19.
All right, don't do anything before you're 18.
Yeah,
your
the
brain.
cement's got to be dry.
Your brain
But
is
why?
like,
Why would a teenager, if it was just smoking for a few years, affect them more than someone that's been smoking 30 years?
Because the brain is still growing.
Oh, I see.
And,
I see.
it clearly is a different instrument at that point. And I can tell you, having dealt with teenage addicts, it's just a totally different disease at that age too. I mean, they can stop stuff. They can stop heroin.
I mean, it's
teenagers.
Well,
they
look
can
at it.
stop
Look at
heroin.
it this way: you got a little window in your life to learn the piano, to learn the cello, to learn a foreign language.
Yeah.
You got that little window
Yeah.
in there. That window slams shut about 18. I mean, let's face it: you ain't going to be fluent in French if you don't start before you're 20, and you're not going to play the cello like some Yo-Yo Ma. Thank you. See, I wasn't smoking weed, I would have got Yo-Yo's name right out of there. You're not going to play like Yo-Yo unless you start when you're 6.
Yeah.
And that's what the brain is at. And if you're blowing smoke on it at that age, it's not good for it. Amber,
Yeah.
you're 17.
Yeah.
What's up?
Well, I had sex with my boyfriend, and we were both on acid, and I'm on Estrostep, the pill. And I was just wondering if that would affect it in any way, because we didn't use a condom.
The birth control pill? Well,
Yeah,
it's
and
an interesting question. I don't know that it would. Almost anything can. It shouldn't.
Because
Okay?
I'm also a day late. It's not that big of a deal. But
Yeah, it shouldn't.
Yeah. And a dollar short?
But it's interesting. It's an interesting question. Almost anything can.
How bizarre was that, having sex high on acid?
Yeah, it was my first time.
Oh,
So
jeez.
Your first time you had sex?
No, first time I had acid.
No, first time you had acid.
Yeah.
And you were getting it on.
Yeah.
Jeez, isn't sex bizarre enough at 17? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did his penis melt or anything good?
Mm,
You didn't see a trail behind his ass?
no.
Okay, I understand. Listen, I see a scrotum, stone cold sober. I freak out and go running out of the room. Imagine being high and looking at a guy's nuts.
Dartos tunic.
Yeah, go insane.
Well, like, I didn't really know what was happening.
Talk about a bad trip.
I think it's like a mollusk or something.
Yeah, I think it was going
an
to
octopus.
Yeah, something's going to get eaten, I'd figure. Hey, Amber? All right, don't do any more acid.
Please.
It's not great for your brain. Let your brain dry. Let the cement in your brain dry, all right?
Okay.
All right, there you go. All right, and listen, if your period doesn't come, then you got to go have a test,
Pregnancy
right?
test, all right?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
All right. All right. Frank Stallone's our guest. Movie Stars, the name of the series. WB, Sunday nights, 9 o'clock. We're going to take ourselves a little break. When we come back, who are we going to speak to, Drew? Yeah. Talk to Emma, 13. Never had a period. Is it still because she masturbates too much? Oh, boy. 13. After this.
Yo, LoveLine will be right back, homie.
Saturday, 1300 hours. Your Army Reserve unit has 20 minutes to evacuate a patient from a field hospital.
Easy. Watch that ID.
You perform as a team.
Patient is secure.
Good job, Alpha 4-1.
Skills you learn from us on a weekend will come in handy back at work at your local hospital on Monday.
Patient in arrest.
Stand clear. We have a pulse.
Serve as little as 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year. Visit the Army Reserve at GoArmyReserve.com. Paid for by the U.S. Army Reserve.
Commercials are more effective if you use real people. So on the line is Angie McPhee, a Geico auto insurance customer who saved over $300. This is not an actor we hired to play Angie McPhee. It's the Angie McPhee. So in your own words, tell us, are you Angie McPhee?
Yes.
There. Unmistakable proof that Geico customers are real and save money. In 15 minutes, you could save 15%. Call 1-800-947-AUTO. 1-800-947-AUTO. Geico Direct, the sensible alternative.
Hi, I'm Serenity, and these are my friends, Missy and Stephanie.
You know, a lot of things happen to us every day that we have no control over.
But HIV and other sexually transmitted diseases aren't things that just happen to you. You do have a choice.
You can choose to use a condom, have safe sex, and take control of your life.
Asking for a condom isn't stupid. It's smart. It shows that you care about yourself and your partner.
You can do something about sexually transmitted diseases.
Use a condom.
Every partner.
Every time.
We do.
A message brought to you by Wicked Pictures and AIDS Project Los Angeles.
Oh, come on, have a drink.
No thanks.
Just one little drink.
I don't want to.
Chicken, everyone else is.
I said no.
What a nerd. One little drink won't kill you.
You've heard it all before. Be cool. Join the crowd. Have a drink even though you're not 21.
Let's go. She's no fun.
Make the right choice. Don't give in. Underage drinking is dumb and dangerous.
Look out!
A public service message from the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Somewhere in our community is a mother whose drug abuse once left her unable to care for her kids. There's a father, too, whose alcohol use drove his wife and children away. There's a boyfriend whose drug use frightened his girlfriend into giving him an ultimatum: get help or I'm gone. Help is available. It's in the form of treatment programs for drug abuse and alcohol problems, and the good news is that these programs are making a big difference in people's lives. With proper treatment, mothers and fathers, sweethearts and coworkers, friends and neighbors are overcoming drug and alcohol problems and reclaiming their lives. Isn't it great that treatment works? To find out about drug and alcohol treatment programs that can help, call 1-800-662-HELP. That's 1-800-662-HELP. There is help, and it works. A public service of this station and the Center for Substance Abuse Treatment.
Dad, I don't think our campfire's totally out.
Are you kidding me? I know when a campfire's out.
Did you drown the fire with water and stir it with a stick?
No, it's out. We don't have to. Who said that?
Frank, it's a talking moose with sunglasses.
And a bunch of singing and dancing forest animals.
We know we can count on you to do what Smokey says.
And when your folks desire to build a fire,
Hot, hot.
clear brush and branches away, and keep water nearby like you oughta.
Okay, I poured water on the fire. I stirred it with a stick. Everybody walked slowly toward the RV.
Dad, these are just Smokey's friends.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Frank, it's Smokey.
Nice hat, Smokey. Want the rest of my peanut butter sandwich?
Dad!
Visit Smokey at www.smokeybear.com. Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, the National Association of State Foresters, and the Ad Council.
It's LoveLine. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew over there. Frank Stallone is our guest tonight. Movie Stars is the name of the series. WB, 9 o'clock Sunday night. And also Full Circle, the name of the CD, which is out. And you can find it at Amazon.com there.
Nice.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Let's hop back on the phones and speak to Emma. Emma's never had a period and wants to know if it's because she masturbates too much. Emma, I don't know for sure, but I've never had a period, and I masturbate excessively, so there could be some connection
correlation
here.
now, yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, I just wanted to know, I masturbate about 4 times a week or more, or like up to probably 7, because I don't masturbate actually that much. But I've never had my period, and it's
Do you have an orgasm when you masturbate?
I don't know. I think so.
All right. Listen, what the hell's become of my life? I'm talking to 13-year-olds about orgasms. Drew.
Questioning whether they've had one yet.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Well, maybe you haven't. Why? Well, if you don't know, though, why are you masturbating so much?
Because it feels good.
Uh-huh. Anything ever happened to you growing up?
Not really.
Not really? Like what? Anything?
Like 4 years ago, my dad ran away, but...
He ran away?
Because, well, he was my stepdad, and he was, like, alcoholic, so...
Well, where's your real dad?
He visits me. I go and visit him at his house every Thursday and Friday.
You go visit him. How's he doing?
He's good.
And stepdad, alcoholic stepdad?
Yeah.
You sure real dad's not an alcoholic?
I'm sure.
Ooh. And was he an alcoholic?
No.
Doesn't make sense. Mom got rid of him and married an alcoholic?
Well, they never got married.
Stepdad and mom never got married?
No. I mean, my biological father and my mom never got married, and then she married my...
Where are we going?
I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here. All right, so he ran away. Did he come back?
No.
Okay, good.
It's been 4 years.
All right, stop diddling yourself so much, especially if you're not having an orgasm. Listen, if I didn't have an orgasm, I'd probably be down to 5 times a week. Emma? Drew, you're a doctor. Start paying attention, would you? Drew was signing... Oh, I see what was happening. Drew was signing a bunch of autographs during that.
I was listening to her.
Yeah, you were listening real good. Where are we going here? As he's signing and not paying attention.
Where are we going? That's the point.
Well, she's 13. Would you tell her whether she should have a period or not? Don't give me that puss.
Not
13.
She will have one. It has nothing to do with the masturbation whatsoever.
I know. Why don't you tell her that? Because you're too busy doing your stuff.
I've told
you
her.
Can't wait till a commercial, can you, Drew?
Impossible.
Can't wait. I know.
Can't do it.
Drew's so addicted. All right, Emma?
Yeah?
You're fine.
Okay.
Okay. When by 13, though, here's what you're supposed to do, Drew. Let me explain
By
your
13,
job.
many
Yes.
women will have begun their periods, but she's asking, is there an association between that and masturbating? Of course, there's none.
I know, but what percentage of women have begun their period by 13? 80%?
Probably 60, 70%, I would bet.
Something like that. All right, so she just may be in that percentile that hasn't. Fine. Thank your lucky stars. Kevin?
Yep.
You're 18.
Yes, I am.
What's up?
Me and my girlfriend have been having sex for probably a month now, and we got to the point where we'd start having sex without a condom, and then we'd stop and put one on, and then when we start having sex again, it burns her, like, really bad.
When you start again?
Yeah.
Is she allergic to latex?
Before we started having sex without a condom, it never bothered her before.
Why don't you try the polyurethane or the animal
Didn't
skin?
you just ask that?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey,
or KY or something.
Hey, Kevin?
Yeah.
See, Drew asked if she was allergic to latex.
Uh-huh.
And your answer was before she put the condom on.
She was fine.
She was fine. So you're saying maybe she is, right?
Yeah, and she starts bleeding and stuff.
But it seems to me there'd be a lubrication factor here. It's like you have sex, then you pull out, you go get the condom on. There's a little added friction with that condom, and then maybe she dries up a little bit, and then you just jump right back in, right?
Well, we'll slowly start.
Right, but it seems to me there might be a little lubrication thing.
Mm-hmm. They're lubricated
It's like playing the first half of a basketball game barefoot and then putting your sneakers on for the second half. It's weird. Hi, Kevin. You're quite a genius.
You
with
could
that
try
plan.
polyurethane. You could try animal skin if you guys are not worrying about
listen,
STDs.
try putting the condom on at the beginning and getting yourself a nice palm of axle grease going there before you get in there. All right?
Non-petroleum based axle grease.
That's right. Whatever it takes. Listen, that's a euphemism for
Why
KY
would
or
you
whatever.
start and then all of a sudden, like you're just saying,
Well-
just a minute piece of discharge can just get her pregnant?
And
So
everyone has that discharge. So everyone has that.
Not me.
and you might not even you wouldn't
be aware of it.
No, I know
Yeah.
it.
So
Sorry,
it could
go
be
ahead.
just minuscule.
Everybody,
and that could get her girl
It's actually
pregnant.
it's. Some people believe that in certain studies it's shown that little discharge
Is
that
more potent?
that pretty much all men except Adam have.
That's right.
Is highly concentrated in sperm.
Let me tell you something. I could get an erection. I could go at myself for a half an hour, and then you could take a small piece of tissue like you'd use
a slide, a glass slide.
No, you could take a piece of tissue like you'd use to stop bleeding on a nick from shaving, put it at the end of my urethra, and it would flutter down to the floor until I had my orgasm.
Now, what do you think would happen if you put a septic pencil in your...
a styptic pencil in there? I'd probably take a swing at you. Yeah, that'd be painful.
That would be rude.
Wow.
By the way.
Drew, could you imagine?
Ow.
Those are, by the way, though, one of the most effective inventions ever, those styptic pencils.
Oh,
those little
man.
salt pencils that stop the bleeding. As I tell you, I'll get a nick shaving. That thing will be bleeding for 18 months to a year.
I know.
It's disgusting. Why does your head bleed so much, Drew? What's up with that?
Your face or your head?
Your face. Yeah. It's scary.
They said people used to die from the fear of the procedure when you had, in the old days of syphilis or something, when they have to take the catheter and go right down your penis with it. They said it's almost like rabies. People die rabies because the medicine was like 13 or 18 needles that would go right through your stomach like that long for rabies test.
Drew, what is that? You don't hear about the rabies so much anymore. When I was a kid, that's all I heard about. Rabies.
Don't touch that squirrel.
You get rabies, you'll have to get 150 shots and needles as long as a sprinkler key.
It doesn't work like that anymore.
No?
Yeah. Why can't kids suffer like we did? Mike?
Oh, hey.
See, the dentists still make them suffer.
That's right.
Mike, yeah, it's great. I loved about the dentist. Every single time I go to the dentist, I go, "Why isn't there any kind of breakthrough?" And they go, "Breakthrough? Are you kidding me? They now have lasers that work in place of drills." I go, "Fine, get it out." "Oh, we don't have one." Okay, fine then. They never have it. They just like to brag about it. It's on a drawing
We
board
can put
somewhere.
toggle bolts in your gums to put new teeth in. All kinds of
And
stuff.
the dentist still hurt now.
I know.
Gotta go get my wisdom teeth taken out this Thursday.
Oh.
Well, can I give you a hint on that? I had 4 taken out at once, impacted wisdom
go
teeth.
get all 4 taken out this
Believe me, trust me on this, my friend. Make sure you are out.
Oh, yeah.
Don't even say, "Hey, I'll take it like a man," because
No
your
way.
face is gonna look like you swallowed the Sea of China.
No way.
I told them to make
Chinese
sure
Sea.
I was gone.
Yeah, make sure you're way out.
Hey, Mike, what's your question?
Me and my girlfriend have been going out for a long while now, and about 2 months ago I cheated on her, and I lost her trust pretty bad, but she managed to take me back after about a month, and I lost her trust, and I'm trying to find a way to get it back.
Well, she took you back, right?
Isn't that a sign that she's trusting something?
Yeah, she is, but
She's just beating you up about it for the meantime, that's all.
Yeah, that's all right.
You deserve it.
Yeah, how'd you find out you cheated?
Oh, I told her.
Oh, what's up with that strategy?
That was the first mistake.
Yeah, what kind of thinking is that? Huh?
Because I couldn't live with myself like that. I had to tell her.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't understand that instinct. I couldn't live with getting my ass kicked around by a woman for any real length of time.
Like, back in the beginning of high school, I used to cheat a lot, and, it wouldn't bother me. But this time, I really care about her, so I had to...
Yeah, I understand, but see, here's my strategy. I really care about someone. I had an indiscretion. I'm never going to do it again, and I'm going to make it up to them. But I'm not going to crush them by telling them about it. And I got to be honest. If I had a girlfriend who, had some business in New York for a couple of days,
I
had a
wouldn't
few
wanna know.
cocktails, hopped on some guy, and she wanted to come back and just be extra guilty and extra extra sexual and extra, cook a few meals or whatever, I'd be happy with that. I
Would
wouldn't
you
need
wanna
to know
know?
about it.
Would
No,
you I wouldn't
no,
wanna know.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
What do you
Why?
think, Doc?
What's in it for you?
Yeah, but you wonder if this guy is trying to sabotage something.
You do. Now, listen, if we're talking about an ongoing affair, I'd want to know about it. But if she went out with a couple of her girlfriends, had a few cocktails, and hooked up with some guy while she was out of town, and then wanted to come back and be extra guilty, I'd be fine. I wouldn't even know it, wouldn't care, be happy about it. And, unless I smelled some forward penis. Then that's something else. Yeah, I can sniff that out. All right, we're gonna take ourselves a little break. Well, first, we're gonna say hi to Candace. Candace, you're 14.
Yeah.
Hey, your mom told you she was molested?
No, I was.
Uh-huh. But you don't remember it?
No, I was a long time ago when I was like in preschool,
Yeah.
and she told me, I don't know, we were talking about something, And she told me, and I just want to know, because I listen all the time, and there's girls that are, like, so messed up because this happened to them. And I want to know if it will, like, affect me, even though I don't remember it.
What was the molestation? What kind of molestation?
Well, I guess some, like, lady, because it was the preschool I went to, some lady that worked there, like, touched me or something down there. Or
Doesn't seem like
that may not be a big deal.
Hold on a second there, Candace. It doesn't seem like a great strategy by mom to tell the kid, hey, you're 14. I know you got a lot on your mind. Here's something else to add to that. That's like my dad pulled that crap. He told me I was born a woman and I had some surgery that I can't remember, around 6 months. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's rough,
that's
right?
Tough, yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. Gets you thinking, Gets you wondering.
Nice, Dad.
Does answer a few questions, though, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Oh, quite a few.
But what about the hairy ass?
Apparently that's a graft.
Oh.
My uncle
Wow.
Lou had a lot of hair on his backside.
Man.
And we were able to graft it. It was a move that didn't pay off.
Cosmetic miracles.
The doctors didn't. They wanted to do such a great job of me being a man. They actually went a little overboard on the
I
ass
thought they
hair.
used some sort of like animal pelt or something. No.
They did. They used
raccoon skin. Or
it was a
something?
beaver pelt.
Oh,
Original.
Navajo blanket or something.
That's right. We'll take ourselves a little break. Frank Stallone is our guest, and we'll get back with Candace and her molestation mom after this.
LoveLine with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. 1-800-LOVE-191. We'll be right back. This is a story about American heroes. They changed quite a few lives last year. Jorge Vasquez put out fires, but no, he's not a firefighter. Philip Dale discovered several new stars. Oh, he's not an astronomer. And Elaine Capobianco, she saved a child from drowning, but she's not a lifeguard. They're teachers, but to the kids they've reached, they're heroes.
I'm a teacher. The children are the heroes.
We're not just teaching subject matter, we're teaching human beings.
I am tough as nails, but they know that I love them.
I mean, we've got a legacy that follows behind us forever.
Teachers have the power to make an impact on our future. California will need about 250,000 more of them in the next 10 years. Reach for that power. Teach. Call 1-888-CAL-TEACH now. A public service message brought to you by CalTeach, the Ad Council, and this station.
Okay, so I'm a teenager, right? And everyone's so quick to judge me. On the outside, I may look like... But on the inside, I'm all... Just because I look like... doesn't mean I act that way. In fact, I'm actually involved in crime prevention. That sounds more like this. It's really a great way to convince adults that while you may be looking, you're really thinking.
Call 1-800-722-TEENS to find out how to make your community a safer place for everyone. Get involved, get the number, and call 1-800-722-TEENS. A public service message from the Crime Prevention Coalition of America, the U.S. Department of Justice, and the Ad Council.
Evening, folks. I'm Vince.
And I'm Larry. We're the crash test dummies.
We'd like to entertain you with a little song. Only one thing.
We can't sing, but we're here with someone who can, with a song for the little ones. Ray?
Mr. Charles?
On the big highway of life, there's only one safe place for kids.
Backseat, baby.
The front seat's not the place to drop out. Put that booties in the backseat.
Backseat, baby.
Airbags and kids should never meet. I'm here to remind you to put them behind you.
Raymundo, do you mind if we try?
Oh, let me hear it.
Backseat, baby, better buckled in the back.
Backseat, baby.
Baby faces stay intact.
Larry,
wow.
yo, Larry, maybe you should keep your day job.
Ow, that hurts.
Not as much as our day job.
Woo!
Backseat, baby.
You stay alive even when I drive.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your kids in the back seat. A message from the Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
Dear Jim, I just wanted to tell you the things I love so much about you. Like your pasty white belly and how it fits in those tight shirts that my friends think you shouldn't be wearing. I love how you do that thing where you mash 4 slices of bread into a massive ball of dough and stuff it in your mouth. That's so adorable. And what about when you tell those same jokes from reruns that you've seen over and over again? They make me laugh every single time. Other guys play sports or go running or do something outside, but not you. You're different.
Guys, rest assured you will never in your life meet a girl like this.
P.S. I can't wait until we cuddle in front of pro wrestling all day this Saturday. I hear it's a steel cage Texas death match.
Get some exercise. Get up. Get out. A public service message brought to you by the Ad Council and the President's Council on Physical Fitness and Sports.
Yep. Hey, it's LoveLine. I'm Adam Carolla. He is Dr. Drew over there. Frank Stallone is our guest tonight. Movie Stars is the name of the show. Sunday nights, WB, 9 o'clock. Also, Full Circle, the CD, out on Amazon.com. And again, Goo Goo Dolls and Save Ferris in the studio later on this week. So, well, where's your brother, Sly, live? Is he...
He's back out here. He was living in Florida for a while, and then, where the old saying is, out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, so he's...
back here, yeah. So,
yeah, he had like a big compound.
It was huge. The home was like 27,000 square feet. It was an old home that my father just wanted him to get as an investment. He ended up putting so much money. It had a wine cellar that was the size of someone's house. It was very old, and it was cold in there. So we used to go in there and with these big fur, like mountain coats, and sit there, just the guys with a hunk of cheese, like Vikings, and just sit there and get ripped.
Oh, that sounds great.
Oh, with chilled vodka and thousands of bottles. You'd never leave there. It would have been like one of the, like Robert Mitchum or someone would have loved, or Lee Marvin would have never left the place. But it was great, and I spent most of my time fishing. The fishing was like, on his pier was like nonstop. I'd catch like 30, 40 mangrove snappers a day.
Wow. What a dream. Fishing off your own land.
Yeah.
You're like an Indian, except for you have satellite TV and big screen.
And Madonna is your neighbor. It's like, hey.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
I just did, I got to tell you something, man. I don't dig Florida. My father lives down there. That's maybe why he had the kid, the heat. Or something, the humidity. But Florida, I was there in the late 60s and 70s in Coconut Grove when it was kind of, hey, wow, daddy, art. I just think it's a jive city. I like some of the people there, but it reminds me of like Vegas or Palm Springs.
Well, if people don't realize about Florida, it's south. It's white trash. It's a Waffle Hut.
Waffle House.
Waffle House every 15 feet.
And everything is fried. Ice cream, chicken fried.
It's weird. You always think of the Carolinas and places like that, but you don't think of Florida. But you go to Florida, and there's a few hot spots in there, but in between is a lot of the South, a lot of rednecks.
You get outside of Miami, getting Chattahoochee, and them guys talking. It's deliverance time.
That's right.
It's dueling banjos.
That's right. Banjos and waffles.
Dueling waffles.
I think they like a banjo because it really looks the most like a waffle of any instrument. It's got that big round white bass, You think about it, a cello or violin doesn't look anything like a waffle. I think they
a tambourine they play is a waffle.
Actually, they ate the tambourine.
Yeah, they ate
that. They ate.
And spoons, which they probably give themselves.
Actually, the band looks like a waffle maker.
Yeah. Well, whatever. Just as long as it's in the waffle family.
And they played the spoons
Chip.
down there.
Caller who goes by Chip.
Chip, you're 25.
Buenos nachos, amigos.
What's up?
Well, I was just hearing you guys talk about the South, and I did a lot of karaoke bar and Waffle House hopping over there in Charlotte, so I know what you guys are talking about. I just had a couple quick questions. The first one would be, I was having sexual relations with a girl last year, and she turned up, pregnant, and she was told by doctors that it was almost impossible for her. She was barren, and that she would never be, she could never get pregnant. but then she ended up turning pregnant. It was about a few weeks after I had sex with her.
Yeah.
And she was very elusive as far as, confronting me about it, and she claimed to me that she had she was having a sexual relationship with another man prior to me about a couple of weeks, so there's like a week gap there. And I was just wondering what she's supposed to be doing anytime like this year, and if the father, the guy she's living with now, he's accepting responsibility for the baby.
All right, good.
Yeah. And so I was just curious if maybe you or Drew knew that if that individual signs
oh my
the
God.
birth certificate.
Listen, hey, Chip, here's how you know if it's your kid. If he's super boring
and long-winded
and can't get to his goddamn question, he's probably one of yours. Oh, for Christ's sake. I don't know. Listen, if the guy signs the birth certificate and he raises the child as if it was his own, fine. Done. Don't think about it anymore. I don't know. I don't think he wants to have a DNA test or anything.
Is she after
like
him?
that.
Is she after him?
I don't know. I'm scared to go back to him. Chip?
Yeah, Adam.
Is she coming after you?
Well, I haven't received the summons yet, so I don't.
You haven't. All right,
No,
good.
but-
Wouldn't the correct answer then, Chip, be no?
Okay, well.
Yeah, but that didn't have enough syllables in
Yeah.
it. He likes
Isn't
to
that
really.
interesting?
Yeah, it's like
he was going to go on for another 5 minutes. Response to that.
Well, it's like yes, either someone is coming after you or they're not.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, well, I am blah 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 blah. Here's the deal.
Too many
Chip.
Waffle Houses.
I rarely say this, but just wait. Cross this bridge when you come to it.
When you have to.
If some marshals come to the door, you get subpoenaed, what have you. She contacts you, then call us back. All right, we're going to now speak to Angela, who's 17. Angela, what's up?
Angela.
What's up? Okay, my question is, first I'll tell you that when I was about 12, I started drinking alcohol, like socializing, and for about 6 months probably, it was just basically every other weekend, partying with my friends. And then it got kind of like once.
We got another chip on our hands here.
What?
You're a chip off the old chip. Okay. Blah, 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 blah.
So basically, I've had. Okay, it gradually went into like 3 days a week. I was drinking.
What's your question? What's the
What's
question? We got the picture.
Listen, I'm gonna need a shot after this.
Okay, I'll wrap it up.
We're so brutal. Look, what's your job? Brutalize tormented teenagers.
Well, anyways, I saw a shrink for about a year when I was about 14.
Just state the question now. We'll tell you what historical details we need.
Well, lately, I've been, the thought of alcohol, has been making me, want it a lot.
Of course, and that's what the problem is with alcoholism, is that it's not about stopping, it's about staying stopped. And once you've triggered the reward systems in the brain to anticipate a certain level of reward, any sorts of triggers or stimuli or need for escape will reignite these very powerful drives. And the drives are basically a hijacking of the survival system of the brain. It's actually that part of the brain that's responsible for the drive for survival that now gets hijacked by these chemicals in genetically prone individuals and intensified. So it's a survival mechanism that's actually more intense than what would occur in nature and directed at substances.
All right, so AA, right?
Yep.
There you go. Becky?
Yeah.
And don't go to Sylvester Stallone's basement in Florida. You'll never come out of that place.
That's right.
You're all hopped up on cheese and vodka.
Well, just talking about Angela almost went out.
Jesus Christ. I just thought about that block of cheese and all that wine in that big basement with the big raccoon coat on. I really started getting wood.
It was the
I thought,
best.
this is
it was the best.
What a time.
And the
And
pool,
fishing.
and the pool room was brought over from the 19th century, a whole old room.
Oh.
And a pool table. It was like the guys' hangout of all time.
Oh, my God.
And we'd have 20 guys.
He's getting rid of that house?
He sold it.
What did he sell it
bought
for?
it?
Just for fun?
I think it was $27 million.
Jesus.
Who bought it? Who can buy a house like that?
Probably Aknad.
Aknad the Arab?
Yeah. Yeah, that would be good summer home for me, my friend. one of those type things. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, I don't know who could buy it. I mean,
I don't know.
A guy like Bill Gates could sit there and write. Well, a few weeks ago, could just sit there and write a check.
Well, he could sell it.
Still do it.
Well, I mean,
In 2 seconds.
Is it? Does he get another million because it was his house?
Oh yeah.
I mean, does he get a few more million because it was his house?
It could be, and the thing was, he paid like $6 for it, and and the property was huge. It was it was part of the John Deere estate, John Deere tractor,
right?
And it was the Vizcaya Castle property. It was bought to be a place. Investment-wise, it was incredible to fix the house up. But
was it actually the Vizcaya Palace?
Part of it. It was his it was his niece's place. But the property was incredible, but he put so much money, he just went into a rampage on it. It had elevators, and it was just huge, and it was just too big. And it was just, I mean, it had elevators. It was like, I mean, the guest house was big as most people's home. I mean, but the property, you needed a golf cart to get across the property.
But please tell me your brother's still miserable like us.
They're never had.
Okay, good.
I'm sitting there doing a sitcom. He's there. Yeah, I haven't been on. I said, so what? You do one movie, you can retire forever. You never, we're sitting here like
Never
doing
happy.
like, yeah.
Good. Good. I'm glad. Becky?
Yeah.
You're 18. We're out of show.
Hi.
You're verbally abused?
No, he's verbally abusive to her boyfriend. She can't stop.
You are?
Stop.
Yeah. And I don't know what to do.
All right. Start chewing taffy.
What?
Just stop it. You know you're doing it.
I know.
When
but
you start doing it, stop.
You have to be willing to change. And,
Yeah.
and that change can be painful to admit that you're doing something that makes you feel a little ashamed. Just change. Go ahead.
And by the way, everyone, do not announce in front of God and everyone that you can't stop something when you can, because that gives you an out if you really think about it. I don't want to sound too self-righteous here, but here's the deal. If you're announcing everyone, hey, I'm doing this and I can't stop, that's your out. Say, I choose not to stop, or I'm not stopping, but I'd like to, and do it. All right, we'll take a break.
LoveLine, 1-800-LOVE-191. Back in a minute.
Well, it's worth hearing.
These are the sounds of today's kids. And these are the voices of today's kids.
Don't underestimate me. I can work harder in school.
Give me a problem that's hard to solve.
Give me tougher work. Give me tougher books. When I solve a tough problem, I'm on top of the world.
Surprised? Don't be. 74% of kids say school should only pass them to the next grade when they've learned what's expected of them.
I'm not afraid to fail.
If I make a mistake, I'll do better next time.
75% of kids say they'd study harder if their schools gave them tougher tests. The fact is, almost all kids want to be challenged in school. So listen to the voices of kids today.
Challenge me.
Challenge me. Challenge me.
Do your part. Support higher academic achievement in your state and challenge our schools to challenge our kids. For a free booklet, call 1-800-38-BE-SMART. A message from the Ad Council and the Education Excellence Partnership.
Taking all that work home?
No, this is my own stuff. I've got a date with a financial planner.
You're only 25. Why are you planning for retirement already?
Hey, I want to be able to choose when I retire and know that I'll be financially secure when I do.
I've heard lots of people call themselves financial planners, but aren't they really trying to get you to invest in their favorite fund? Like they're selling size 20 shoes so everyone gets a hello Bigfoot.
Half this stuff is my bank statements, company insurance policies, tax returns. The planner's going to know a lot about me before recommending anything. The rest is background information I've collected on her and 2 other planners. If she passes tonight's round, she gets my papers.
Securing your financial future is important. You have a right to expect financial advice that's competent, ethical, and based on your needs. To verify that a planner is certified, call toll-free 888-CFP-MARK. A public service of the Certified Financial Planner Board of Standards.
Hey, driving fans! It may have happened to you. You may have heard the roar of the rumble strips, the blast of car and truck horns, and the heart-pounding fear of a near miss. Avoid all the dangerous crash action that comes with falling asleep at the wheel. Experience the amazing power. Nap. You've never seen power like this before. The Power Nap. Find out what the professional drivers have been doing for years. The Power Nap gives you the energy you need for the road ahead, and it's free. Whether you're driving to the shore with your family, to another city to meet a client, to school across the state, or anywhere there's action. The Power Nap is your ticket to revitalization. Experience the Power Nap at a rest stop near you. Just pull in, find a safe, well-lighted spot to park, turn off the key, and close your eyes. In just 20 to 30 minutes, you'll have the energy you need to drive safely for miles. So don't push it, park it, and feel the power of the Power Nap. A wake-up call to all drivers from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the American Trucking Association.
It's nearly 6 a.m. and we're at a rest stop talking to travelers. Excuse me?
Yes.
Have you ever heard of circadian rhythms?
It's like a Latin band, right?
Not quite. Do you know what circadian rhythms are?
It's when the stars all align and their energy creates...
No. How about you, sir? Huh? Circadian rhythms. Exactly. Circadian rhythms tell your body when it should be sleeping as well as when it should be awake.
Huh?
Circadian rhythms are part of our body's internal controls, a kind of built-in clock that tells us when to wake up and when to go to sleep each day. Imagine the danger that comes when we try to drive when our body thinks we should be sleeping, especially at night, early morning, and for many people, mid-afternoon. You really should try to avoid driving during your body's downtimes. If you have to drive when you'd normally be sleeping and you find yourself getting drowsy, stop for a refreshing 20 to 30-minute nap. Now what would you say when I say circadian rhythms?
I'd say, don't push it, park it.
Right. A wake-up call from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the American Trucking Associations.
Oh, come on, have a drink.
No thanks.
Just one little drink.
I don't want to.
Chicken, everyone else is.
I said no.
What a nerd. One little drink won't kill you.
You've heard it all before. Be cool, join the crowd, have a drink even though you're not 21.
Let's go, she's no fun.
Make the right choice. Don't give in. Underage drinking is dumb and dangerous.
Look out!
A public service message from the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Hello, this is Chino from the Deftones, and I want to talk to you about condoms. Thanks to the wonders of technology, the new latex condoms are strong and thin. So I don't want to hear any of y'all complaining. Be smart. If you're going to have sex, have a latex condom ready, because there's nothing sexy about sexually transmitted diseases, right?
Brought to you by Westwood One Entertainment and Trojan, America's #1 condom. Trusted for over 80 years.
They're like clubs.
Hey, all right, that is it. Frank, don't bother putting those on. We're done with the show. I want to Frank Stallone.
This was terrific. I thank you so much for having me on.
Give him a big plug. Come on now.
Watch you guys on TV.
Sunday night, Movie Stars, WB, 9 o'clock, and Full Circle.
And the play? I mean, in the CD or the album?
Full Circle, which is, thank you, Drew, is the name of the CD, which you can find on Amazon.com. Go out and support our friends. And thanks, Frank.
Well, thank you, guys. It was a great experience.
Nice to meet you. And until next time, it's Adam Kroll for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
Save me, darling. I am down, but I am far from over. Boom, 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 cha, cha. Yeah.
Well, now. This has been LoveLine. The stuff expressed on LoveLine is not necessarily the stuff of the staff, management, sponsors, or anyone else, including Westwood One Entertainment. LoveLine is produced by Ann Wilkins Ingold. Now, please enjoy these birds.